guys, welcome to the Fake Nerd Podcast E3 special. In the immortal words of Ben Magnet, in lieu of Reggie Fils-Aimé, my body is ready.
My body is ready.
Body is ready. Welcome.
My body is sleepy.
Yes. Hey, it's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning. We do this for you and for me because I want to talk about it.
Sparkz, my body is also very sleepy.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about video games.
I can't believe we're doing this late, but all right, let's do this shit.
Hey man, we're already here.
Yeah,
It's not late. It's early.
Oh.
There you go. It's early. Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Okay. So
It's gonna be 2 hours.
Thank you for joining us on our
Hey,
E3
I don't
coverage.
think we introduced ourselves at the beginning.
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
Sparkz Witty.
Oh,
Did we?
I think we
I don't
did.
think we did.
No, we definitely didn't.
No, we didn't.
Hi, I'm Sparkz Witty. We're part of the Fake Nerd
You'll
Podcast.
edit at the beginning. You'll put a little thing at the bottom.
I'm
Oh, I
Ben.
won't.
Really? We'll find out. Let's talk about real quick before we get into the smorgasbord of mother effing games. I watched all of E3 because I'm a maniac. And you guys watched a lot of E3 as well. Give me your overall impressions of what this year was in your eyes.
You know what? I was glad to be in the E3 again because there were times like when I was a kid and like when G4 Tech TV was still around, X Play, every year my brother and I would just like crowd on the TV like watching the E3 footage.
Mm-hmm.
And then years later the joy of E3 waned, but doing the show I was like, yeah, I'm excited for E3. The stuff that I was really hoping to see finally came out. Like last year there was no Final Fantasy VII. This year everything was Final Fantasy VII. I was like, yes, finally something. But other than that,
Finally.
but there were times where E3 was kind of like, I miss Sony. I missed the PlayStation not being there. I missed oh god, who else wasn't there? That was a big thorn in a lot of people's sides.
Pretty much everyone else but Sony, I think.
Yeah, like Nintendo was there. They had a presence and they broke the internet.
But they do directs all the time, so
Yeah.
like a lot of the stuff we kind of already
They
knew.
weren't really there last year, right?
No, not
They
really.
weren't. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
They did a
Not
direct
really.
last
So
year.
this was
a few
this
years-
felt like this even felt like more
Yeah.
of a presence
Yeah.
than last year. So
Yeah. The
Yeah,
reason I
but
asked...
the studios that were there, they did bring some good stuff. I would say that every studio had something, which we're gonna get into it later. Was like the benchmark of what they brought. But E3 this year was like it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were still good things to talk about, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Like maybe some people are saying.
I wasn't disappointed as
Yeah.
I feel a lot of other people were
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think I went in with any particular expectations this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was anything that I anticipated
There's one
knowing more about.
specific game that I'm just like, I can't believe this is how you presented this game, and we'll talk about it when we get there.
Sure.
But
I think
like,
real quick though, I
Yeah.
think the only game I knew I was going to get info about this year, and I was looking forward to hearing more about, was actually Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
That was the only one I went in with any confidence. Like, I know that's there.
Yep.
And I know I want to hear about it,
Okay.
so I'm good.
Yeah.
It's funny because
And I didn't expect it to disappoint me, so I'm like,
Yeah.
it's Doom Eternal, and I loved Doom 2016.
Bethesda-
so how could it do me wrong?
Bethesda brought it this year, I think.
Which is funny
Yeah.
because you're the complete opposite. Well, you're the same thing as I was for Final Fantasy VII. Because I was thinking, if there's no Final Fantasy VII remake in this in E3 at all, we're not gonna get that game for another 5 years.
Yeah, right?
Square started it off with 7, and even their concert on Saturday night, they said, "Hey, here's a release date for 7."
We'll talk
We'll get
about
into that.
We'll talk about Final Fantasy
yeah,
VII because
we'll talk about that.
that was a lot of Square's
There's
press
a lot.
conference. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there is.
E3 for video game people, it's Christmas, right? And like not every Christmas can be the best Christmas ever. And we are in a weird position where we're a year off from the new consoles, but we can't reveal those games just yet. So we have a lot of games from last year that are just being shown off more. So there weren't as many big reveals this year.
Yeah.
It was a lot of things. Hey, this is coming out. Here's some more stuff about it. I was hoping for more, but you know what? The stuff that I did get, there are specific things that I'm like, hell yeah, I'm excited we're getting that.
And in a lot of cases, I think you could really feel the slump of we're in the second year of some announcements, which is we're in the third year of Beyond Good and Evil, which had its first year, here it is, and then the second year, here's a lot of stuff, and then this year, nothing.
There's a couple games.
Because it's not there.
There's Halo, there's Avengers, there's a couple
But
games.
Halo was in its second year,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, okay, we're going to hear more about Halo
I thought it was in the third year.
Since Halo Infinite was announced, I
Yeah.
think Halo Infinite was announced
Last
year.
year? Are you sure? Okay.
I would agree.
We knew another Halo game was coming.
Yeah, but it wasn't announced.
We didn't know it was going to be Infinite and that it was going to be this, we're going to talk about it,
Yeah.
but like this kind of retooling of
Yeah.
the direction of Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say this is still a pretty okay E3. Like, it's always nice to see new games, but not the oomph that, like, man, God of War and Spider-Man at the same press conference. Like, holy shit, man.
I don't think anything. Last of Us 2. That's another one.
Yeah,
well, because PlayStation wasn't there.
Sony's not there.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, that's what I mean is like we're feeling that 2 years in a row of stuff and then nothing from a couple of major titles. Yeah. And that made this E3 feel a little weird. Yeah. I don't think anything completely like dropped the mic.
Nothing.
I would say I would disagree, but that's later.
Yeah,
I'll tell you when that thing happened.
I would say Sony not being there, it was very felt. It was very felt.
And I don't want to mean like personally drop the mic. Yeah. I mean like objectively shut things down the way that God of War did.
Yeah.
Okay.
That like nobody could stop talking about it. That was like clearly the game that got every head turning. Everybody going.
There are two games.
Game wise, maybe.
I will give you two games that were that really blew people away, and one was Watch Dogs Legion, the other was Doom Eternal.
Sure.
We didn't know what Watch Dogs Legion was, and that game's phenomenal. And Doom Eternal, like, we knew what the game was, but we didn't realize how freaking great it looks.
Sure.
All my faith in. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to give praise to Ryan Eliopoulos here. This dude wrote up the list of almost all the major talking points.
Baby, it was easy. It was easy. I mean, there's a lot of games. We'll get through them. Okay, we're not going to talk about in depth with all of them because they didn't give us a lot.
And we'd be here for like 6 hours.
Yeah, and I got to go to sleep eventually.
So do I.
So let's go in order of things that happened. EA started. They didn't have a lot, but they had
Star Wars.
Oh yeah, they had. I would say that was one that was a big showcase. Was Star Wars Fallen Order. We finally got to see what the game looked like.
Yeah.
And you guys, they didn't even. If you listen to the Fake Nerd podcast, you know that I was excited about this because it's a Dark Souls Star Wars game. And even the demo itself didn't go into how much of a Dark Souls game this is. So you guys saw the gameplay demo, right? Were you guys intrigued by this type of game?
Oh, very.
I'll be honest, I got more interested with the trailer that came out with Microsoft.
Yeah.
That was the
gameplay demo?
Yeah, that was a better showcase of footage. That had the AT-AT.
Yeah,
that showed the scale
I see
of
what
it
you
in
mean.
comparison to him.
Yeah.
This was a more vibrant and I listened to Waypoint, and Waypoint talked about that initial Jedi Fallen Order EA drop, and they're like gameplay. I'm sure it plays really well, but they talked about how a lot of people on the show floor were playing a demo that was not that, and saying why wasn't this on the stage?
Yes.
And
that's actually the case for a lot of games. In the presentation, like why didn't they show the actual demo that's on the show floor instead of what they gave the world? Because like a lot of them were bad.
And some of that content was what was in the Microsoft one, which was this more like, oh, look at all these diverse locations you'll be at, instead of just like the kind of, to be frank, like location wise, the kind of warehousey look that looks like something we've done in Force Unleashed before.
Yes. That was my biggest fear.
Well, gameplay looked good.
Yes, that was my biggest fear. This was going to be just like a better Force Unleashed kind of game, and luckily it is not. It is way more advanced. It is Dark Souls, you guys. For people who play Dark Souls, there are bonfires where you sit down and you meditate, and the enemies in the zone repopulate. Like, it is a Dark Souls, real ass Dark Souls game, and I can't believe it. And there's Estus shards. Your little robot companion gives you a certain amount. What is it? BD Wong gives you these little injections. That is the same thing from Dark Souls. You have a limited amount of health, and I'm like, man, I can't believe if we're getting this game. It's so great.
I just love how the lightsaber combat's really good.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching the gameplay trailer with like the giant spiders, and
you're fighting monsters, which is cool.
Yeah, which is awesome. But also there's these takedowns where the Jedi takes down stormtroopers, and it's just brutal. Like, he freezes a laser blast like Kylo Ren does, and then he pulls a stormtrooper, puts the stormtrooper in front of the path of the laser, and then dead.
Yeah. So it's fine. So the story of this E3 for me, who's like and listening to a lot of stuff, systems in games, which meaning lots of different things that collide together for the best type of gameplay. That was what this E3 was about. Like, you could force choke a guy, and you can freeze a bolt, and you can combine those things together. And that's what a lot of games this E3 were like. Yo, man, we have 17,000 different things going on at once, and we hope this game can handle it. And Fallen Order looks really good. Saw Gerrera's in it. Like, they got this studio, the guys who made Titanfall and Apex Legends, they got gameplay down, and they know how to do story.
This is Respawn.
Respawn, yeah. So I'm very excited about this game.
I'm really hoping that Jedi Fallen Order is a win, not just for Star Wars fans, but also for EA Star Wars games. Because the last 2 games we had were Battlefront and Battlefront 2, and we all know the story behind those. So seeing a sole single-player game with a story that so far is in canon, and so far the gameplay looks amazing, I'm really excited that this game's coming out on my birthday, because I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to get for my birthday this year.
Oh my god, there are so many November games. I can't, and movies.
You got like 6.
Dude, it's
bananas in November.
It's awful. I know. So really, that was the
Happy
only...
birthday to me!
So besides Star Wars, it wasn't a big presence at EA because it was announced earlier, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare is being rebooted. A lot of people have a problem with that name. I think the problem with that is stupid. Things get rebooted all the time. Why do you have a problem with... Do you have a problem with God of War? Do you have a problem with Spider-Man? Get over it. It's fine. The thing that I made you guys watch the trailer, I'm really excited. Of course, they are really going for a really gritty, intense... Like, war sucks. War is not fun. And they didn't show it at E3 for regular people behind closed doors. There were some really grotesque, really brutal imagery of, like, women with children getting shot. And, like, really intense things. And, like... The thing about a lot of first-person shooters is, like, when you're in a house, it's not a realistic house. It's a big house with big corridors. It's not realistic. They want you to feel like you're enclosed. You are really in a war. And you'll listen to Waypoint. They are very... Video games can't really do this very well without being facetious or being totally over the top. So the fact that they're trying to do this really realistic, like, Saving Private Ryan thing, like, and going for it is really... I think it's really brave. I really hope they can pull it off, because otherwise it's going to be really shitty.
Yeah.
It's going to be really shitty. And I really feel like Call of Duty is like... There's a new one every year. They don't really... They try hard, but they don't try to do something new.
I'm not going to lie. Call of Duty, I've fallen really off that bandwagon.
People have for years.
Every time I hear that a new Call of Duty is coming out, I was like, oh, great, here's another
one.
Well,
I mean, the simple issue is that Call of Duty created a strong shooter,
and
then everybody else took that same shooter model and made more interesting games, and Call of Duty just kept making different Call of Duties.
And they kept going into the future, which nobody wanted.
Yeah, which is funny because I remember playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 right when it dropped.
Yeah.
I love that story.
Yeah.
That is a great...
They're bringing back characters from the original franchise into this game, just like an older version.
Seeing this trailer kind of...
Your favorite trope.
It is, really is.
Favorite trope.
Old Man Logan, yeah.
Seeing this trailer kind of reinvigorates my love, and I might look into Call of Duty, because when people say Call of Duty, they just think of all, like, the angry 12-year-olds saying obscenities at you on Xbox Live or PlayStation N or whatever.
They took the campaign out of last year's game, and that's when I play Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty for the story modes and a little bit of multiplayer.
That's fine.
Once you get rid of that story mode, I'm out.
Yeah.
And they are really focusing hard. Like, no, guys, we know, like, we specifically really like campaigns, so we're gonna give you a good one.
Right.
So that's why I'm really stoked for them to like, yo, man, we want to try it again and really like care, really care, try something new.
Because that story, Modern Warfare 2, is pretty damn good.
They are, but at the end of the day, those are Michael Bay type movies.
Yeah.
They want to make like a Zero Dark 30.
Okay.
They want to be like, yo, man, this shit's real. This sucks. Nobody wants to get shot. That sucks.
No.
And the last thing I'll talk about, this isn't EA related, because Bungie no longer works for EA. Bungie has gone independent, like they were before they got bought by EA. And Destiny is in a place now where I'm sure you guys have heard all the scuttlebutt throughout the years. Destiny's had a really rough couple of years.
I'm a fan of Destiny, so I've been following it.
Yeah. Okay. So
this is the best situation it's been in up to this point.
Seriously, yeah. So real quick, Ben, real quick for the listeners, viewers at home. Destiny 1 came out, and it's a shared world shooter experience, like a World of Warcraft, but very small scale. When you have the developers of Halo, Bungie, they're arguably the greatest shooter in history. Like, they're the reasons first-person shooters are on consoles.
Yeah.
Like, Halo is super important to the console space.
Yeah.
When they were bought by EA, they're like, all right, we're going to be able to make the biggest game we've ever wanted. And then EA fucked them over. Over and over and over and over and over again. And they were like, all right, cool. Destiny 1 came out, it was bad. We made all these expansions trying to earn the goodwill again, and it got good. Destiny 2 came out. It was shitty again because EA gave them these rules and these guidelines.
Activision specifically.
Activision specifically, yeah. But EA is the big daddy, but it's Activision. Yeah. And Destiny 2 came out again. Limited content. It was very shallow. Like, things were changed from the first game. People were not happy.
But the one thing that unanimously everybody agreed on, and is why I like the game so much.
The shooting's good.
The gameplay's so good.
It is.
The gameplay is so good.
I played Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 for years, solely because the gameplay was so good, and I played with my friends. I bought Destiny 1 day one with my friends. We played it every night.
Yeah.
And then after a week, we're like, oh, we have nothing else to do. So after Destiny 2 and the failures of that game, and then it got good again and then got bad again, Bungie's like, this sucks, man. We were the greatest developers in like video game history, and now we're like relegated to a joke. So they went independent, and then they're like, all right, cool. We want to make the Destiny we always wanted. Destiny 2, from now on, we're just calling it Destiny. It's just Destiny. That first game that no one's playing anymore, we're going to bring that world into the Destiny 2 game. So now Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 are going to be one giant game. It is going to be free to play. Just like Warframe, just like all the really successful games that are right now. And it is going to bring all these players back with this new update, which they just announced at E3 and stuff. But I just want to talk about Destiny real quick.
And they're digging deep into like one of the most interesting pieces of the lore of that world.
And man, the thing, deep. Like that game has, again, really, really great gameplay and really fun lore, but like so much of it was behind this really bad EA Activision brand. Like
bullshit.
Same thing happened to Call of Duty. Same thing happened to Guitar Hero. Same thing happened to Battlefront. EA and Activision just love to make money, and it ruins their games. Every single game. Every single one.
Really? Guitar Hero was
dead, my man. They drove it into the ground.
Oh yeah,
they released a game every single year, just like Call of Duty.
They drove it into the ground because they'd release a game every single year, and then like to get some of the best content for it, you'd have to pay per song.
Yeah,
no,
per song.
I'm just remembering back in the golden age of Guitar Hero, where you had the controller, then Guitar Hero 3 or 4.
Yeah, sure. That was those were
and
the
then
dreams.
and then finally, when like Rock Band, Guitar Hero, like fighting for dominance, and the consoles were like, hey, you can now buy songs off the e-store.
That's not necessarily a problem. Paying $2 a song, like
no, that wasn't the
problem. Is when
I think it wasn't a Guitar Hero Live when this problem started.
No,
because they tried to bring it back, and it didn't.
Well, they've been selling songs forever. This is another tangent completely. Guitar Hero Live specifically had a really shitty subscription system where like you paid and you got a certain amount of songs, but after the month those songs would be gone and you didn't get to keep them.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like a live service.
That was
music
Guitar Hero.
thing.
That was not Guitar Hero Live.
That was Guitar Hero Live.
Yeah, that's
Rock Band 4 did something different.
That's messed up.
Whole other bag of worms. Anyway, I'm excited for Destiny again.
That's awesome. I'm glad you are.
Yeah, because like specifically those developers, like again watching the Giant Bomb live stream, you guys should watch that if you want to know about developer shit for E3. That guy was like, man, we just want to make a cool game, and like we got tied down hard, and I'm like, I'm so glad they just get to do what they want.
Yeah.
Because like Bungie deserves that. They made shooters on the consoles viable for millions of people. So like, thank you guys. All right, screw you, EA. We're done.
Still some of the most fun shooter games to go back and play.
Yeah,
still.
And there's,
all those Halos that were done by Bungie.
Like the Legendary Edition is out. You can play all those games remastered and shit. All right. So past EA, moving on to Microsoft. Halo Infinite.
Trailer looks cool. Other than that,
this is going to be a huge trend for most of this show. Don't show me gameplay for a game that's coming out in a year when you've been teasing it for years. I need more than a cutscene. It's not good enough for me.
No,
I need to know what this game is.
You'd think
what is this game?
Halo Infinite should have been much more.
Yeah, it should have been like their big game.
The
wasn't.
The fact that Fallen Order had over 13 minutes of footage from the game at E3 this year, and Halo Infinite had a cutscene is insane.
And the problem is, again, we're in Microsoft. They announced Xbox Scarlet, the next generation console, and they're saying that this Halo Infinite is launching on their holiday 2020. So we're still a year and a half away from this game, which was announced a year ago, where we got another cutscene trailer.
What? Watch, we're finally gonna get gameplay.
We're gonna get gameplay next year.
Yeah, with the full actual release of the Project Scarlet, whatever it's gonna be next year for next year's E3. Which, okay, but I mean, I'm not really upset about Halo Infinite just being the trailer. Probably because I'm not a big Xbox guy and I don't own an Xbox, but I do have a deep love of Halo. Because I remember going to my friend's house, I was playing Halo constantly on his original Xbox.
Parties, baby.
Myself and one of my best friends, Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
There you go. We co-op Halo whenever we can. We co-op 3 ODST and we co-opt 4. So, seeing...
Oh, not 5? The best Halo game?
Liar.
I'm a liar. That game's bad.
Then... Just hearing that new Halo game is coming out. Yay!
Yeah.
It's going to be on the new Xbox Scarlet. Cool. It's coming in 2020. How come
not just 2020, like holiday 2020.
Yeah, so it's like
over a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half. So it's like, can we see something else than a cutscene, please? Please?
And if
not so hard.
Yeah, like I definitely don't want to nitpick because it is so early, but like, don't show me a game that's a year and a half out on next generation console if it's not going to look like a next generation game.
Yeah.
Because that game, yeah, man, graphics look good. It does not look next generation good.
I think that some of that's on purpose. I think they're trying very hard. Like, the only thing I can say about Halo Infinite is they're trying very hard to recapture the feel, aesthetically, of Halo 1.
That's fair.
And like, you'll notice his armor is that lighter green color from back then. They're leaning on the music and the visual.
Even like the reboot of like Master Chief.
They're leaning on that hard.
Now, do you know what type of game this is, you guys?
I heard it was like an open world shooter where you explore your own Halo ring, kind of.
So imagine Skyrim, but it's on a Halo ring.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's fantastic.
That is pretty sweet.
All you need to do is show me him walking on the ground, looking up, and seeing the Halo ring, and that's where you can walk to. That sells your game immediately. You don't need to show me anything more. I don't want to see the boot up sequence for Master Chief. I've seen that literally like 7 to 8 times throughout different types of Halo games. You know what I mean? Show me something that like I have never seen before. Yeah. Again, just showing things too early, I think, is a problem.
No, if you look up that Halo ring, it's like, yeah, I can walk there.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me fucking forever to get there.
Just like Breath of the Wild, like you see the mountain, you can go there. You know, they showed me that in a demo though. I know I could do that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a big Halo fan. I'm excited for it. We'll see.
I'm glad you're excited.
We'll see in a year and a half unless it gets delayed.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing on Microsoft, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
You guys. The world is not ready for Cyberpunk 2077. It's the guys who made The Witcher. They are arguably the greatest role-playing developers alive.
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red, yeah. And it definitely
a Polish company.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't help, or it does help that Keanu Reeves presented the game and he's in the game. I mean, that makes me more hyped than anything on the planet.
Oh,
sure.
So, I'm pretty sure our viewers have seen this, but you know that clip of him where you hear that guy yell,
"You're breathtaking."
Yeah.
You're all breathtaking.
So, CG Projekt Red contacted him, the guy who yelled out "You're breathtaking" first, and Keanu pointed at him and said, "You're breathtaking, you're all breathtaking." They offered him a Cyberpunk 2077 Collector's Edition, no strings, free of charge.
I want to yell something at Keanu.
No, he says donate to children's hospitals instead.
That's awesome.
So as far as I know,
he gets 2 copies now.
He's gonna buy the game just straight up, but he told CG Projekt Red to donate like a go-kart to a children's hospital. Because it came up that Keanu Reeves donates a bunch of his paycheck to children.
The nicest guy on the planet, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
And the internet has putting him in the Holy Trilogy, so...
He's probably gonna... Unfortunately, he's probably gonna either be a bad guy or die in the game, I imagine. Right. If he's a bad guy, that's pretty dope. I love bad guy Keanu. So yeah, Cyberpunk, it's a... Hey, kitty cat going crazy. Cyberpunk 2077 is a ginormous open-world role-playing system, a first-person shooter dealing with steampunk, cyberpunk... like crazy shit, augments, the
robots.
shit that I'm into, robots, yeah.
Yeah.
The fidelity and the quality of this game is ridiculous. I don't know if you guys saw actual gameplay. They didn't show it in the actual trailer, but like I showed it to you like last year or something. Like,
I've been looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077 since last E3.
I don't think I've seen. I've heard of Cyberpunk 2077, and it just made.
It's based off a tabletop game.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a board game.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I wrote because I try to write some notes, not as not as thorough as you, Ryan. Sadly,
I just store it in here, baby. Don't worry.
But I wrote Cyberpunk 2077. Good lord, I love the aesthetic, and I want to play this game.
Yeah, it's
I want to play this game.
It's pretty much like the game I've always wanted. Like I mean, they made The Witcher, and I like fantasy, but I kind of like sci-fi a little bit more. So like a first-person shooter where you can augment yourself and change your abilities and like the type of things that you do. It's the stuff that Deus Ex
Machina.
No, Deus Ex the regular games like
Deus Ex,
Mankind Divided, Human Revolution.
Gotcha.
They do really well, but not great. And this is, I think, these guys got the money to do it really great.
I'm not gonna lie, the bright neon made me think of you, Ryan, because of your love for Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is like a more hardcore Blade Runner.
100%, yeah. Definitely like a maybe brighter in tone. Like
Definitely
Blade Runner is set at night. Cyberpunk is during the day. Yeah. Looks real great.
Also, having Keanu Reeves just saying, "Wake the fuck up!
It's time to burn the city." Like, Keanu, you're the best.
Cyberpunk.
God, insert clip here.
Cyberpunk.
Keanu Reeves, you're amazing, and we love you.
So next, so I'm wearing this Terminator shirt, guys, for a reason.
Oh.
I don't wear this shirt ever, but today was a good day because holy shit, why is Terminator in so many games? The first game it's in.
I thought for a second you were wearing that just at a sheer coincidence.
Nope, I put it on because I was going to talk about Terminator for no reason. First up, guys, Gears of War 5 featuring the Terminator.
Why?
Yeah, it's...
Just make a Terminator game. Why doesn't somebody just make a Terminator game? Stop shoving Terminator into all these other
They
games.
don't believe in the franchise enough to do that, but they do believe in it enough to make a character for it.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Although
I'm not saying that it would be a good game. I would just rather they just one-offed into a Terminator game instead of This isn't the first year.
There was
this
a Terminator.
This is just the most egregious year, but it is not the first year that Terminator.
There was a
has been shoved
Salvation.
into a video
There was a
game.
360 Salvation game.
Oh my lord!
It is bad.
Well, the arcade game's not that bad.
Oh, but that's like the 90s one, right?
No. I'm talking about like Terminator Salvation with the light
Oh,
gun.
the new. Okay, you're right. It's on movie theaters.
The light gun, the one you see in arcades and movies.
I mean,
but
Ringing endorsement.
there's like a different standard you give to an arcade game.
But
and
here's the thing, Sparkz. You're right, because the last Terminator game I, honest to God, played, and I beat this thing, and I regret beating it, was the movie tie-in for T3.
They made a game for that?
They did. I got it for Christmas. I played it. I beat it. Apparently, my parents secretly hated me for it.
Yeah,
well, actually, no. That's me to say. They love me.
I hate you, Ben!
No, they love me. Well, it's my parents. They didn't know video games that bad.
Terminator Salvation was like a really bad like Gears of War clone. The less we talk about it, the better. You know what is a good Gears of War clone? Gears of War. The only Gears game I haven't played is 4. Now that I have an Xbox and you bought it for me, I will play it before Gears of 5 comes out. Have you played any of the Gears games?
Gears 2.
Okay.
Or was it 3?
I don't know why you'd only play 2 and not 1.
No. Well, my brother got his Xbox 360 later, and then we finally went out. I want to say it was Gears of War 2 we got first.
Oh, come on!
And then we played that.
Oh, hell.
We played that. We played through that together. We were going to get Gears of War 3, but we just never did.
It's a good one.
It's weird, because I remember loving Gears of War 2, and then I was really excited for Gears 3, and then
How do you feel about Maria? It's his dead wife. Sorry, spoilers. Sorry for a spoiler for a 10-year-old game.
Yeah.
I know you've played Gears, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the reason I haven't played 4, but this trailer specifically really excited me because they're bringing in the Alien Queen stuff from 3, which was completely dropped.
Yes.
Like they just dropped that shit, and
100%.
And then they're just like, oh, they're just bringing it back. So I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta play 4 now. Shit.
This looks like the most interesting narrative for a Gears game, period.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed those games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the stories.
Yeah.
The
gameplay is awesome.
The world is interesting enough, and the gameplay is really good. The stories have never been the reason why I'm like, I gotta go back. I gotta know how story goes. Except 3 got the closest.
Yeah.
And as you said, never went anywhere.
Because Judgment, which is like the
spin-off.
the spin-off game with Baird, like that's not a good game. It's Gears of War, but like it's not good.
It so badly wanted to be ODST.
Yeah, 100%.
And it just couldn't be.
It tried.
It's so funny because Gears of War, what's it called? I already forgot the name of it. Judgment and God of War Ascension came out the same time.
Yeah.
So there's 2 GOW games that are like not the actual game. That's like, oh, these are both bad games.
Right.
Geez, yeah. I'm really excited for Gears 5. Like the gameplay is great, and like I said, like the alien stuff. Is it 2 or 3 where you chainsaw through a giant worm?
It's 2.
Because that
was the part. That was the game I played where we had a chain. At least I'm pretty
You're
sure.
inside, you gotta like chain the heart. Like
I'm pretty sure it's 2.
Okay, if you remember something, it's gotta be 2, yeah.
I'm 90% sure it was 2, because I was actually going to talk to you about that, because I remember my brother and I, we were co-oping, and then we had to chainsaw the heart and then chainsaw the arteries, and they're like, cool, how come it's not dead yet? We find another heart.
Yeah. Gears has exceptional gameplay. I played a lot of multiplayer. I don't know if you ever did multiplayer. It has a horde mode. That's one of the best horde modes in video games. That's some stellar shit. I'm excited for Gears 5.
Yeah,
100%. It looks real good.
I'm excited. You're excited for Gears 5. Gears 5. I need to probably just like dip back into Gears.
Girl, we got all the gears. We'll gear it up.
Sweet. Basement arcade.
Oh, man. Maybe
we could co-op through those campaigns. That would not be hard.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right.
So a lot of these now we don't have too much info. We'll talk about Elden Ring. Elden Ring is the new From Software game. They made Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro. I need to play Sekiro. Oh man. So this is another dark fantasy hardcore action game, but they didn't really tell us anything except that it's plotted and storied by
George. It's by the main guy whose name I cannot remember because it's Japanese.
And Miyazaki is the developer. He's from Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
That guy.
But the writer or the story plotter guy is.
But the big one now is George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, George Railroad Martin. Yeah, he's luckily he's not writing the script because
it's a good thing he's
fucking finish those books, my man.
I was gonna say it's a good thing he's got a lot of free time. He's got nothing else.
Exactly.
To do 2 books.
Like, hey George, you want to write a 100-hour video game? Like, I don't have the time. I'm gonna die.
I think I was actually looking at an article with a bunch of trailers, and one of the lines said of fans. This
game will come out in a decade.
No, fans were like yelling like "Finish Winds of Winter" during when that came out. They're like, "Cool, finish Winds of Winter.
'Cause he's also-
Three E3s from now, we're gonna have From Software come out and be like, "Look, Elden Ring's not coming out soon. He's not done with the script yet."
Oh my god, that'd be a nightmare.
It's like, well, he wrote like a quarter of the game, so
He's written all the details for every room that we go into.
These linens, they're so descriptive.
It's like, guys, the lore.
George, I don't need to know 7 pages on her hair. Okay, the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne games are great. I once I see what the gameplay is, I'll be more excited. But like, it's another From Software game.
George R. Martin is making a From Software game. On paper, that sounds cool, but there's really not a lot to discuss that.
Yeah.
We have no idea really what this fantasy world is like.
Yeah.
It just looks cool.
They say it is open world, and all the other games are not open world. They're
More like driven world narrative.
they're more like quasi open world, like a lot of big areas.
Yeah.
DBZ Kakarot is apparently an open world game.
This is formerly Project Z, now revealed to be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Which, because I did see the trailer for DBZ Kakarot, and not a lot of stuff going on. Because we saw cutscenes from clips of the show and clips from a bunch of other fighting video games. I want to say like the Budokai series and the Tenkaichi series that show us Goku fighting Frieza, Goku fighting Vegeta, Goku fighting whomever the hell. It's like, we've seen this before. Show us gameplay.
Yeah.
Just show us actual gameplay, because
They showed us a little.
but still,
But not as much as
like,
we wanted.
how is this going to be an open world action RPG that they're
They
toying
did
around
do
it's going to
demos
be?
afterwards, and I've seen what the game looks like.
Oh yeah, okay, I did see that.
I'm not loving it.
You're
I'm
not?
not loving it.
Nah.
The words coming out of the show floor have me more optimistic than the trailer does.
Same.
Because of that specific thing you shared, where it's like,
Legacy of
this
Goku?
is basically Legacy of Goku for console, and I'm like, well, shit, I might be into that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
I do remember-
They're coming out and saying like his appetite is going to matter, and I'm like, that's a genius thing to do. Have
Yeah.
Goku's appetite be a factor in like.
Because he is one of the characters. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. That dude eats a shit ton of food. Yeah.
I've never played Legacy of Goku. Those were the old Game Boy games, right?
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
Those games are great.
I heard they were good.
They are. And
Really, really cool.
my thing is, like, we're all Dragon Ball fans here. Like,
Yes.
I've played every single Dragon Ball game. I don't know how many more times I can go through the Saiyan Saga the exact same way, the Frieza Saga. Like, it's every single game does that pretty much every single time. And like, you're really gonna have to do something special or different to really make me care about this game, because like, after Fighters, which has the best fighting and of any Dragon Ball, like Xenoverse are different types of games, but like those aren't I don't like those types of gameplay, to be honest. I don't
say Budokai 3 was the last Dragon Ball game I really got into.
Yeah, that was a while ago too.
That was a long time ago.
I will say that I agree with you. I don't think the battles are possibly going to be good enough, honestly. Like the actual main battles.
Yeah.
However, if all the world exploration stuff can be done
Yeah.
interestingly enough, then that's something that
Yeah.
we don't get anymore. That's something
Yeah.
this is something that hasn't been attempted since Sagas.
Yeah.
And Sagas
That's bad.
is terrible.
Holy shit, it's bad.
It's in a like kind of fun to do in a weird way, because it's almost a broken game, and if you co-op it, you get to exploit that. But outside of that,
I'm glad
it's
I
just
never played
bad.
this.
I played Sagas.
Oh no, it's like
rented
it's
it.
fun in its own way.
I rented it from
Okay.
Blockbuster and I beat it the same night.
Yeah.
It's short and bad.
If you are playing with a friend, it is fun in its own like
Wow, this is
like,
bad, right?
like enjoyable bad movie
Like
kind of
MST3K,
experience.
like making fun of something.
Yeah. Like it's
not
garbage, but it's kind of fun garbage for its like. Don't go buy the game, but like it's fun for its little moment.
Okay.
For
But
me-
this,
yeah.
if that world exploration is executed well or well
I'll give
enough,
up. I'll give up on the combat, because like it's Cyberpunk.
there's no
2.
way. There's no
No, I
way.
know.
Like you're gonna play and you're still, no matter what.
It's
at
just-
this point, you're gonna
this
be
company-
like, but fighters.
This company, CyberConnect 2, has made. They made Jump Force. They made all the Naruto games. They made the My Hero game. All the combat's the same. It's always the same. It always looks the same. And I'm just like, these guys have made like 10 of the same game.
And Jump Force, I was really looking forward to Jump Force.
Jump Force is apparently bad.
No, it is bad.
Yeah.
I was really I was like,
I'm so glad I never jumped on that train.
Same. I forced myself out of that pre-order.
No, and you know what sucks? Because Rurouni Kenshin is a playable character in Jump Force. That's one of my favorite anime characters of all time. I was like, yes, I get to play.
Yu-Gi-Oh is in that game.
Yeah, I was gonna play as Kenshin.
Joseph Joestar.
I was so ready, and then I was like, "This game sucks."
That's exactly
That's
why
a
they
Smash
wanted
game.
to get you.
Yeah, that's a Smash game. That's like for anime, but like,
But the good thing I looked up.
Play All Stars. Play Shonen Jump All Stars.
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
You
Moving
want
on.
that same experience.
All right, so out of
Better game.
the Kakarot into the Outer Wilds. Wait,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Wait,
I
no.
was going to say something real quick about
I know.
Kakarot
I
before we
already
moved
messed
in.
up. Go ahead. Dragon Ball Kakarot.
One thing that I did want to note is when it did come up in the Xbox conference, the beginning of it is a message with Akira Toriyama's little manga character of him speaking and him talking about Dragon Ball, and the crowd went nuts for that, and I'm like, I'm glad we're at that point where Akira Toriyama saying something gets people nuts.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, Dragon Ball's still rocking.
Yeah.
I hope the game is good. I'd like to believe.
Yeah,
Broly.
I don't at the moment, but I'd like to believe.
I said
Broly.
I said Outer Wilds. That game's already out. It's not the Outer Wilds. This is happening a lot. It's called the Outer Worlds.
There we go.
The Outer Worlds is a Obsidian developed. They made Fallout New Vegas and
South Park.
And South Park: The Stick of Truth. Those games, yeah, they're classic RPG guys. This is their first unique. Sorry, they made some other unique games, but their first like super big, expensive, unique role-playing game called Outer Worlds, and it is a space Fallout game. It's a space Skyrim game, and I don't need to go much more into that, but it's a like 1950s aesthetic in space, traveling around the world.
I kind of dig it.
Our role-playing, like you have dialogue options, you can customize your character.
It definitely is waypoints at this, but it really is writing off of an aesthetic that's bordering Borderlands and Rage 2.
Yes, it is. It is not the most unique aesthetic, but the fact that it is a spacefaring game does make it a little different.
I did get a little one over in the trailer by the can you be a bad guy? You could be a good guy, and it's like, here, use this gun. You could probably do better than me.
You could also
or be a psychopath. And then
and you shoot him.
The guy who basically does like a, oh no, bro.
Yeah.
He's like shooting. And I'm like, okay, maybe.
Outer Worlds, I also kind of, this is really stretching it, but I kind of got a little bit of No Man's Sky feel from the color palette of some of the alien.
That's the color palette. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like how it's like you're in the farthest colony furthest away in the galaxy.
Yeah,
you're literally in the outer rim. There's no help. You are the help. So do whatever. You could be a hero, the villain, or a straight psychopath. You do you, boo. You do you, boo. Yeah, and
Obsidian has learned a lot from Bethesda because they got to make Fallout New Vegas and they got the Fallout assets, and they're like, okay, this is how we make a diverse dialogue-driven RPG. And then they made South Park, which is less like that, but it's still an RPG. Mm-hmm. But now they're like, all right, we're gonna make our own type of Fallout Skyrim game, and for me, like, it's ringing all the right bells. They're a great studio who are always given properties. They're given Fallout. They're given Star Wars. They're given South Park. This is their own thing finally, and I'm like, yes, hell yeah! Sure. I hope it works.
Yeah. Outer Worlds looks really interesting. I'm looking forward to hear more about that later down the line.
Yes, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, you want to talk about that, Sparkz?
I've seen the first game. It is a really tough side-scrolling adventure game. It's a beautiful world. It's just like it's not really my jam, but I know it's
this
super
is
popular.
my jam.
This is his jam. Yeah.
Wait, is that the game where you have to go up the mountain?
You play as a little blue fairy creature, and it's really hard. You have the thing about this trailer.
The first one was Ori and the Forbidden Forest.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Enchanted Forest.
Forbidden Forest, right?
Never mind. I thought of a completely different game. Never mind.
The thing about this game that intrigues me more than the first is like the giant enemies, like the giant bosses that are like chasing you, and it's like. Because that stuff in Mario where the stage is scrolling, that and it adds tension. I'm into that, specifically when it's like a giant monster. So I might check this game out because I do like difficult games. But I just never played that first one. It's very popular though.
Yeah,
probably on Xbox Game Pass. Probably.
I'm glad that it was able to garner a sequel.
Yeah, it's definitely
because it's got a
beautiful art style.
I always respect, especially with indie games, when they have like a very clear thing they're going for and they execute it in every detail.
Yes.
From musical score to artistic design
to
vision. Gameplay design, level layout, all of that. Everything is so clear and like keeping you in a very specific storytelling tone. Ori is one of those games that's really good at that. I'm glad that Will of the Wisps is going to apparently continue that feel.
Yeah, and I'm glad because indie games aren't what most people talk about with big video games, but like this is a very popular small game, and it's really cool that like Xbox like focuses on that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And Ori has done very well for that company as well. Yeah. Next up, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. This was a surprise. This is surprising.
Okay, so I have not been able. Maybe you have the answer. I have not been able to discern. Is this?
This is a new game.
A new interpretation of those old levels.
This
is not.
Yes.
We're doing those again.
This isn't a remaster of all the games. From what I understand, this is a super conglomerated, telling all 9 stories as one story. Yeah. And that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot.
I don't believe, like, I can believe that they went back and rebuilt 1 through 6.
Yeah.
But they made a 7, and
Yeah.
I just don't believe that that's going to be different.
I'm
sure that's going to be
I wouldn't
exactly
be surprised
the same.
if, because 7 is so... Did they do an 8?
No, they didn't do it.
Okay.
They
I wouldn't be
stopped at
surprised
7.
I
if
don't think
7...
7 sold well.
I wouldn't be surprised if 7 is the one that is the same, and then
Yeah.
they do an 8 and a 9.
Yeah.
Honestly, they didn't reveal too much about it. I watched
No,
the
they
trailer.
didn't.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
I just had little.
From what I
cutscenes.
heard, it is a completely new 9 movie spanning story.
Because if it's brand new levels,
Yeah.
like whole new interpretation of those old films, like new layout, new all that,
Yeah.
then neat. New puzzles to figure out and all that.
Yeah.
I'm super into that. If this is HD remaster of those 6 games, I'm kind of like, I mean, cool, but I have them,
Yeah.
so...
I want to say that they would say right up front that's what this is, and like they wouldn't say a new story, because like they were really pushing, at least from what I saw like in the articles, they're really pushing this is a new it's a new saga about all of the things, and I'm like, it's probably just gonna be really truncated sections of each of the movie, which I guess can work. I don't know
I
if
feel like 8 and 9 will have to be full, though, because they've never done it.
I don't know if I'd prefer just like, hey, we're gonna give you all the games remastered, or we're gonna try to do something new. I don't know what I prefer.
I'd prefer new, because in my opinion, like, if you were just going to do this, I'd just do 7 through 9.
Yeah.
And that could sit next to your 1 through 6 remaster. If you're going to make it a game where to play 8 and 9, you have to buy this collection of all of them, make them... Put something new into those.
Isn't the
it doesn't need
trailer-
to be like every single minutia of every old level needs to be completely redone.
Yeah.
But put in new puzzles, put in new experiences.
Doesn't the trailer kind of hint at like it's referencing like the stuff in different like something from 1 is being referenced in like 9? You know what I mean? Like, wasn't there like something?
It's just
to that
traveling.
effect?
No. It's just traveling from like one moment into the next.
Okay.
From the
There wasn't any.
trilogies.
Okay.
But
It goes from the iconic lightsaber battle with Darth Maul in Episode 1, and it moves downwards into the battle between Luke and Vader in 5, and then from there moves into Vader being a snowman that Rey is messing with in Episode 7.
That's right, okay.
And that's just to kind of like theme you through, like, hey, this is covering all the 3 eras.
I wonder if it will be just almost like a Cliff Notes truncated. Like, we're just gonna give you all the entire saga in like a 20-hour story.
That would also in a way disappoint me too, because I'd sit there and be like, again, either 8 and 9 are full games, or they are also truncated. I'm like,
They have to be. They have to be. They're not gonna.
Then if they're full games, it's gonna feel weird if 1 through 6 aren't full games. I'm like, what? It'll feel cheap.
I think we'll just probably have to wait and see.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wish there was more clear info on like we went back and like if it is just the old stuff, tell me that's the old stuff. Or if you've put in new things, tell me it's the old stuff with like new experiences and new puzzles, because even that's just enough. Tell me that there's something new here.
Did they? I'm gonna get off this Lego train because I don't really care about Lego stuff.
Sure.
Did they make? Because I know they made Harry Potter Lego games and Lord of the Rings. Did they ever do like Harry Potter's like all 8 movies?
They did it between 2 collections. It was
Yeah.
1 through 4 and 5 through 7.
Okay, they never did a whole thing.
No, they
Well,
never did that because
Indiana
those
Jo-
ones were made on the new enough games
Oh,
systems.
okay.
For Indiana Jones, before Crystal Skull came out, they had Lego Indiana Jones: The Original Adventures.
That comes
And-
with your Xbox 360 because I have that, and it's a dual pack of that and the Kung Fu Panda video game.
Yep.
Boom. You cannot resell it.
The only reason why Star Wars 1 through 3 and 4 through 6 were joined into a remaster was
Oh, they
because
did do that
was
then.
because there is a remaster
I didn't
of
know
1
that.
through
Okay.
6 together as one.
Then this
The
is
reason
definitely
that
a new
happened-
game.
The reason that happened is because they were moving them from the PlayStation 2 into the PS3 and
wow.
Xbox One
They were-
360.
That's how old those were?
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude, the original Lego Star Wars, when that game came out, it came out before Episode 3 was released, and it spoiled
Now,
Episode 3.
having played like recent Lego games, most recently the Lego Jurassic World one, a lot of the recent Lego games have figured out how to make the co-op more seamless, which is that when you wander
The
off
screen,
the screen,
right?
the screen dynamically splits, which is probably one of the most ingenious
Because
co-op inventions I've
I
ever
played a
seen.
Star Wars one where that did happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be 7.
Yeah.
Then.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Because the way that happens is that your characters wander, and as they wander, whatever direction they wander in, a line appears and tilts on the angle of the direction you wander in.
It is genius co-op.
Really genius.
That no game does.
Because as you move around the screen, like if you move along the level, the line
line
moves with
sw-
you
yeah.
to let you know what direction of the world you're in relative to each other. It's
How has no one
brilliant.
done this before?
It was brilliant. And
Man.
if all of those old Star Wars games come over to this new system, and they are just the old ones, that would mean that they don't have that feature. You would have to design new levels in order to make that work.
man, this is even again we're gonna wrap this up, but it's even a bigger bummer if either A, they do make new games, or they just use the old games and just truncate those.
Yeah.
So I feel like either way, like you're never gonna get what you want with this game.
I feel like if it's all totally new, it's good.
Yeah. If they find a way to, yeah.
Again, like even if they went back into that old level design but redesigned the level so that just that feature could work, that is expanding it and making it different. You can't use that feature and use those old
Can
levels.
you tell a cohesive... I mean, the Legos don't really talk. I mean, it depends
They do
on what...
now.
They do
Because
now.
they use the audio from the films.
But this trailer, none of them talked.
Right.
So like, it makes me wonder if, since this is going to be a brand new thing, none of them are going to talk, so their story will make sense more. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
I actually think that would be better.
Yeah.
Enough of that shit. Tales of Arise, Ben.
Yeah.
Why are we rising?
Well, it's part of the Long Range Tales series, and sadly, I have not played any of the Tales
Tales
games.
of Vesperia, Tales of
Symphonia.
I played
that's the
GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube.
I played the GameCube version.
Yeah,
I played that game.
Tales of Vesperia. There's a lot. So the Tales series it's a big one. It's a Japanese RPG, very anime.
It's a
game,
jerp.
But I love anime games. And seeing this on the Xbox, we saw it on the Xbox,
which is cool.
On the Microsoft press conference. It looks pretty.
It does look really pretty.
Great.
Yeah.
It's like a mix of, because like I think one of the main characters, she has like a gun, so it's like a mix of swordplay and weapons. So kind of like Final Fantasy 15. We still don't know what the combat is because a lot of people love the combat from Tales of Symphonia.
It's turn-based, right?
It wasn't turn-based. It was like you
active, like Chrono Trigger.
Think of it as like Kingdom Hearts, but it's not like a bunch of enemies in a room. It's like you walk up. Better analogy: Star Ocean till the end of time.
Gotcha.
Whereas like
we
you
got
still
Star Ocean on here.
Yeah, where you still like move the characters around and you still like push buttons to have them like swing their sword, but this looks pretty. I'm looking forward to hear it or to see when it comes out, and I would like to play it.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool.
It looks good. It looks good.
Tales, and then there's also like the Mana series, which we'll be talking about later. It's cool that these long-running JRPGs are still getting sequels 20 years later.
Well, at least with this one, we're getting a brand new one. Whereas we'll talk about the Mana series later, but it looks pretty. I want to play it. At me at good Tales games and where I could play them. So hopefully I can hunt them down and play them. Please and thank you.
This is not something we're going to talk about for a long time, but Phantasy Star 2 is getting ported to America. That is a very, very, very long-running MMO that is just now coming to America. Jeff Gerstmann of Giant Bomb, which is crazy. Jeff Gerstmann of Giant Bomb. He has been like trying to play this game for years, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna illegally do it, or I'm gonna like do a weird patch." And it's like so many Americans want to play this game, and they've never been able to just because it's been locked. And now they're finally bringing this super popular game years later to America, and I'm like, man, that's really cool.
That's
really cool.
I was like, wow, I never thought. I honestly had reached the point where I thought it would never happen.
It's been so long, and so many people make their own servers, do their own shit, like do their own translating, because like it's such a fun, popular game that we just can't play.
You want to know something funny? Years ago, when I had my original Sega Dreamcast, I remember seeing ads for the first Phantasy Star.
Dude,
And
man, the Dreamcast. What a
for
thing.
those who don't know, Phantasy Star was Sega's flagship RPG series.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 main Phantasy Star games, and a lot of them are like highly praised. Phantasy Star 4, apparently people are saying that's the best.
Yo, man, the Dreamcast was like the first game to have like online capabilities that
It
nobody
was.
really knew.
It legit
nobody
was.
used it because they were so ahead of its time.
The Dreamcast actually was the only console at the time built that had a modem.
It had a
built
viewfinder.
in.
It had a screen on the controller in 1999. You guys. You guys are crazy.
Problem was they were ahead of its time.
That's what I mean. They're crazy.
But that's another attention for another day. But hearing that Phantasy Star 2, which I was not gonna think I was gonna hear the name Phantasy Star Online this side of the Pacific Ocean.
Dude, every year it's like, yeah, like maybe they're gonna bring it over, and then they're like, no, we're not.
So good on you, Sega, or whomever is like bringing this over to the United States, and those subscriptions are gonna jump through the roof. Holy crap!
I don't give a shit about this one. Battletoads.
No.
Battletoads is an old school,
NES
really
game.
hard game that has a weird love that I don't think anyone really likes.
Think Shaq Fu. It's one of those things. It's kind of
Shaq Fu has Shaquille O'Neal in it.
Well,
I don't give a shit about Toads.
No. It's one of those cult classic A's games that if you know it, you know it.
Yeah.
Like I know Battletoads, but I just know Battletoads by reputation.
I know Battletoads because he's in Killer Instinct as a fighter.
And also we see him in they had a cameo in Ready Player One.
I'll say that the
First to the
animation.
egg.
I'll say the animation looks good.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot more to say about it, but the animation looked good.
But hey, Battletoads is coming back.
If I hear it's like a fun play, I'll check it out.
I bet it's not.
I mean,
bet it's not.
But if I hear that, I'll check it out. The animation looks nice.
So next is Blair Witch. The Blair Witch, which came out of nowhere and had a really, really good trailer.
Yeah.
So, are we done with the curse of movie tie-in games being bad?
No.
Well, no, because
this isn't.
This is different.
Yeah,
this isn't
right.
the same.
This is different.
Movie tie-in games are like Terminator Salvation or T3 that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, you're right. You're
like
right.
where
Those,
it's like,
where they're like,
this is the movie brought to game or close to, because this is just inspired by a film. This looks more like
This is Spider-Man.
No. This is Riddick.
Oh, it's Riddick. Okay.
This is Riddick. Butcher Bay.
Or Escape from Butcher Bay.
Yeah.
Okay, might be the
because it's brought from the film, but it's its entirely own experience.
Kind of like X-Men
and this
Origins
looks
Wolverine?
and this looks
The
like
game?
No, because that's still the story of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Butcher Bay has
Nothing
nothing
to
to
do
do with the Riddick movies outside
Okay.
of the character.
Okay.
Blair Witch has nothing to do with the movies outside of the setting.
Okay.
And the lore of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is expanding on it just like the Riddick game does. And this looks better than the films.
Ooh.
Especially
Now that being said, like I think the first film is really good for its
There are
time.
3 Blair
It's
Witch movies.
revolutionary.
There are 3 Blair Witch movies, and I think one of them is good.
There are 2.
There are 3.
There are 2.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. We don't talk about the Book of Shadows. Ben, there's a second Blair Witch movie that's so god-awful. I can't even believe it.
I think I remember.
So the reason I'm really excited about this is because it's developed by, I forget the developer's name, but they created a game called Layers of Fear, which is a relatively new Xbox PS4, also VR horror game. And they do really great stuff where, like, you look at the camera and you look back and you look forward and things are different. Yeah. Like that really spooky shit. That's what I'm about.
Which is what Blair Witch has always been
100%.
about. And the fact that the way that they already are visually showing this gameplay,
like with the camera,
the amount of things that are happening with the camera, or just the different settings you seem to be in, but are still in the woods. Mm-hmm. The fact that no horror game has gone so hardcore for this sense of isolation in this forest that keeps changing, Blair Witch is actually a perfect grounding for a video game like this. And I'm very glad somebody thought of that.
Yeah. It's super weird because, like, the closest game that this reminds me of is Resident Evil 7. Ooh. Where that is where you go to try to find your lost wife in the middle of a swampy bayou and then monsters are there. But that is super isolated as well. And I'm like, wow, man, I'm getting really good vibes. Yeah. Really good vibes from this game. And, like, again, this is this... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's this lower budget studio that's make these really great lower budget horror games that aren't super long, and I'm like, man, they're being given a chance with a property to, like, hey, we want to do something really cool.
I'm genuinely wondering how hard they might lean into time loop. Yeah. Because the last film that came out went for that hardcore. Yeah. Spoilers for Blair Witch from whatever.
And like, I didn't love that movie, but there were certain things I really liked.
There were certain things I thought were really great.
Yeah.
And that I wish more horror projects would do. Mm-hmm. And if this, because that hint at the end is that we are kind of going to get a sense of you repeating things for different outcomes. Yeah. And if that's what this is also,
that'd be super spooky.
I'm so into it.
Yeah.
I'm so into, like, him kind of track... The idea to me has always kind of been that Blair Witch, in a sense, is a type of stepping into purgatory.
Yeah.
And if this is like that, dope. I'm so happy.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, so the last thing we got or in terms of games from Microsoft, even though this has been already announced, it's Borderlands 3. And I'm a pretty big Borderlands fan. I think these games are great. And the developer, Gearbox, has a really bad track record, and for good reasons, because they have bad managers and they mismanage their money horribly. Aliens Colonial Marines is one of the worst games ever made.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
And they funneled money from that game to make Borderlands 2. So that company had some real bad issues. That being said, the Borderlands franchise is fantastic. And this third game looks really, really, really fun. They're releasing free content for Borderlands 2, which is like a 6-year-old game. Free content to get you into Borderlands 3, and I think that's really cool. Man, it's got a great cel-shaded art style. The co-op shooting is really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad it's happening.
Borderlands has never been my video game franchise. It's never been something I felt drawn to play. Mm-hmm. This is the closest I've ever felt to, like, oh, maybe this is where I dive in.
Yeah, I will definitely say Borderlands 2 is, like, one of the better, like, man, like, they had we always talk about vision. Like, they have a vision and they nail it. Like, it's what Rage wants to be. Like,
sure.
Exactly. Like, Rage wants to be Borderlands so bad, and it just can't do it.
I see people cosplay characters from Borderlands all the time. I see
Tiny Tina is like a revolutionary character.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me I should probably play Borderlands. And
it's because it's Dungeons and Dragons, my man. There's an entire campaign in Borderlands 2.
You told me.
It's great.
And luckily Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, I could download for free on my PlayStation right now. So I might do that tonight before I actually go to sleep. But
if maybe. All right. So last with Microsoft, they announced Game Pass on PC. I'm a big fan of Game Pass. And throughout Microsoft's conference,
this is a big deal.
This is a big deal because
if you're a person who plays these games on PC, you can now play with your friends across Xbox, and you can seamlessly play your same saves of your games between the two.
Yeah, Xbox is really... we have been talking about ourselves and on the Fake Nerd podcast how Xbox is really turning the tables on their message, and they're all about, listen, we just want people to play games however they want. And it's really awesome. So like all these games you can play on your Xbox, bam, they're available for your PC. Xbox Live is now on the Switch. Who's to say in a year or two that Xbox Game Pass is not on the Switch?
Right.
Like that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. But like,
if Xbox Game Pass goes onto the Switch, I'm buying it.
It's literally like $5 a month for 100 games.
You got me.
New games. Like it's the best deal. Like again, it's a Netflix of video games, and it's like the only people stopping them from putting the Xbox Game Pass on their system are the developers,
right.
are Sony and Nintendo. So it's just a matter of time, which I think is really great.
And with that, Xbox Pass Ultimate.
Yes, which bundles
Xbox Game Pass.
Yep, and Xbox Live.
Xbox Live, and at no additional cost, Xbox Game Pass for PC.
So yeah, that's Jesus.
You get all that $15 a month.
So yeah, $15. Mm-hmm. Shit, man. That's.
I mean, but if you're already getting Live,
that's
like
a good
that
deal.
and Game Pass together, like that's all in one thing, and there you go. If you're a person playing Xbox that often, that's your deal.
Yeah, guys. If you guys don't have an Xbox, which is fine, pick what you want. Hey, don't be consolist. They all make great games.
No.
And Xbox is really trying to break the mold of like.
I'm really happy for you that you stumbled into an Xbox One.
Yeah. Real quick story. My friend Spark's girlfriend's father bought a brand new Xbox One X. So I got the hand-me-down, which is not a hand-me-down, it's a new Xbox for me. So I stumbled...
brand new Xbox One that's only been used for a year lately.
Yeah, so I stumbled upon this Xbox, and now I have Game Pass and Live, and I have like 30 games downloaded that I still haven't played yet. I'm like, where do I even start? Holy shit, man.
No.
I played some State of Decay yesterday. It's whatever, it's fine.
I was this close to getting an Xbox One S from my girlfriend's work. They had like a company party. Like it's supposed to be
free Xbox.
It's supposed to be a Christmas party.
Yeah,
but it's like held in February because that's when everyone can like calm down, relax, and go to this thing. So they have the raffle. Even the guests, like myself, could enter this raffle, and they have like TVs, MacBooks, and like they had 2 Xboxes up there. I'm like,
I got a toaster.
I want that Xbox. Mm-hmm. I didn't get it, but I was like,
honestly, man, if the Game Pass system keeps being this awesome,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't get to the Switch soon enough,
by
the time that the new console comes out,
yeah.
you could probably just get an Xbox One for pretty low and jump in with us, and we could do some Game Pass work.
Yeah. And
Basement's arcades of the future.
So while we're on Xbox and we end the Xbox conference, their president Phil Spencer, who is the guy spearheading this, we want Xbox Game Pass on everything. We want people to play games wherever. Like, I just watched an interview with him where he's like, listen, like, at the end of the day, I hate bullshit, like nonsense. It's like the arbitrary restrictions that stop people from playing games. Like Halo's a different story. Halo is a Xbox exclusive, but we're getting it on PC now, right? Like I can't say that we'll bring Xbox to the PlayStation anytime soon.
We're getting it on PC, and isn't it coming to Switch too? The Master Chief Collection?
No.
Isn't that a thing they were saying?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. His whole thing is like we want our games to be everywhere, but right now the architecture just isn't there for Switch and PlayStation.
Okay.
But like it's if we could do it, if Sony will allow it, we'll put Xbox games on there, but we have to make a deal. Because his whole thing is like, listen, we will give Game Pass to anyone. That doesn't mean you own the games. You're just borrowing the games, just like Netflix. Like, Xbox is always going to be the home for Gears, for Halo, but doesn't mean you can't rent out the games to other services. And I'm like, that's genius. Xbox is going to be, like, in such good shape in the next couple of years, man.
Yeah.
Because Xbox was kind of slowing down in the past few years.
You know what? It's because of Phil Spencer, dude. Once this guy became president, like... Real quick, like, when the Xbox One came out and it was going to be only online, like, you can't trade games.
Everyone was mad.
Everyone freaked out. But you know what? When you really look at it, they were planning for the future, for the streaming future. So like Xbox unfortunately had to like take a step back to get back to where they were trying to be.
They took a step back and took 2 steps forward.
Yeah, and like who knows?
They went around it.
Who
They
knows,
went
like-
around a different way.
Exactly. Like honestly, like if we would have been more receptive 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when the Xbox One launched, we could be in a completely different future. But we weren't ready for it then, and we are now. And I'm just like, man, that's so cool. That's so cool, man. I think I was on something, but I clearly forgot. So let's just move on from Microsoft.
Okay.
2,
Thank you,
3.
Phil Spencer.
Thank you, Phil Spencer.
Thank you.
You're really cool. Square Enix, baby.
Yeah.
I love a lot of this conference except for one thing, baby.
I love a good giant chunk of this.
I'm gonna skip this one to the very end because I want to save the negative for last. Let's start with the showstopper, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
So many of my friends and people I follow on Instagram are posting stuff from their things from Final Fantasy VII, and I'm just every time I saw some post, I just wrote about damn time.
So yeah,
Even though I'm hyped, I am super excited. Square has my $80 for the deluxe edition with that Steelbook mini CD. They have it. I am scared.
yeah.
That's what
I want to talk about first.
Scared. Yes, let's talk about the negatives
So-
first. I am arguing.
Remember the text I sent you?
Yeah.
So
boy.
the director of the game, he's like, yeah, it took us a long time to get to get the first game out, and they're like, okay, so like when's the next part coming? And he's like, oh, we have no idea. Like, how many games are going to be in this installment of Final Fantasy VII? We don't know.
During the press conference, they said this is the Midgar story.
We don't know. That's the first part of the game.
That's the first 5 hours of the original 7.
Yeah.
And they're claiming that this has 2 Blu-ray discs worth of content.
What is that?
In this game.
No, it doesn't.
Which I'm thinking...
No, it doesn't.
I was wondering... Because my first thought was, if they're going to do this episodically, they're going to do like they did the original Final Fantasy VII. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Just separate
make
the
sense,
discs.
right?
And just like soup them up.
Yeah.
Super hard. I'm like, if they did that, that's fine. So at least at the end of the first disc, spoilers, Aerith dies. So
It's alright, it's 20 years old, dog.
Yeah, jumping into disc 2 or part 2, you have to figure out we lost our main healer. What we're gonna do?
Okay, real quick, because you have better memory than FF7, because I played it once 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. So this game, it's ending at the escape from Midgar. Is Aerith already dead?
No, Aerith dies once you get to the Temple of the Ancients. So
okay, so that's not happening in this game. That's part 2.
You get Sid, Aerith, Sid, Yuffie, and Vincent all happen after you leave Midgard.
Right, yeah, Vincent's not even in this trailer. Right,
No,
yeah,
no.
okay.
Vincent's not, Yuffie's not, and
Yeah.
Sid is. Kate Sith, you have 4 other party members.
That monster guy.
That aren't there yet.
Those 2 lovable goofs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ben, that
Everything else besides that, the gameplay looks great. And one of the main things that I love that I actually don't like about Final Fantasy 15, and I will die on that hill. I love 15.
No, it's a good game.
I will freaking die on that hill.
It's a good game.
Is that you only play as Noctis in 15. You can't play as Ignis, Gladius, or Prompto. 7, you can play as anyone. It might not have the multiplayer I was hoping for, but you can switch at the push of a button. You can be Barret, you can be Cloud, you can be Tifa, Aerith. Cloud's getting low, switch over to Aerith, heal.
They're doing a lot of really, really smart things, because I do remember in the original Final Fantasy VII, like everyone could just fight. But now, everyone could just attack any enemy. In this game, being in the air matters. So Cloud cannot attack monsters in the air.
No,
you need Barret's gun to shoot. That makes Barret actually useful.
Also, instead, like in 15, the combat. As much as I like the combat, you were just sitting there holding down the square button, and Noctis is doing the thing.
The combat is so good in this game. Holy shit!
In 7, every time you push that square button, Cloud's swinging the Buster
Not just
Sword.
that, but they also added like a tactical mode.
They also added,
which adds you can like. It's almost like an old school like 90s like Diablo RPG where you stop combat and you can almost like Mass Effect where you can pick the abilities and what you want to do.
That is actually
that's from like 12. Didn't they do that in like 12 or something?
No, 12 was different. 12 was kind of like an MMO.
Okay.
But that now that you brought it up, Brian, is that the original combat system for Final Fantasy VII.
Just turn-based.
No, it's called ATB, where it is turn-based, but there's like a little timer so you can only attack when that timer. Or you can do an action.
That's active. Yeah,
active time battle. So they brought it back in a certain way. So now it's like, hey, you charge up these 3 bars. You can do destructive attacks. You can cast magic. They brought back the materia system. Thank God. The game looks great. Just the stuff after it that I'm really scared about.
And the thing is, I think
really freaking out here.
that is something we should be worried about because like this potentially could be a game that never finishes. Like realistically.
I was gonna say this could be the doomsday clock of video games.
Oh, why did you have to do that to me?
Oh,
because this is the thing.
No, we are already past that point.
No. Because this was the thing I was worried about when they were announcing the Final Fantasy VII remake. Is I'm like, yo, I don't think that whole game is coming out soon.
The thing that honestly, truly, again, like this game looks fantastic, and it's probably going to be like a great 20-30 hour like. First part of that game. The thing that really worries me is his quote saying, "We don't know how many games this is going to be," meaning they haven't even started that second game yet.
Which scares me.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding? This game's been in development for like 3 to 4 years already.
This game was announced, I remember very vividly. So my anniversary with my girlfriend, 5 years, is coming up this week.
No way, was it that long?
Our first anniversary was the same year, 4 years ago, when they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake. This game
that's unbelievable.
They announced this game 4 years ago at
awful.
E3 2015.
That's why I hate long. That's why I love movies. Like, yo, we get a trailer. The movie's coming out this year, probably. Like, I don't want you to reveal a game and then not come out for 4 years. That's not good for anybody.
E3's silence from Square about 7.
That's one thing I love about. We'll get to Bethesda.
I will say just real quick, Nomura saying that doesn't mean that they haven't started making 2.
Okay.
Because knowing how he has commented on things related to the Kingdom Hearts franchise over the past, just because he goes, I don't know the answer to that question right now, doesn't mean that he's not working on the game.
Right.
It just means that he's definitely not at the end of that game, and he doesn't know exactly what that is going to entail.
That still doesn't.
I know
it's
that's
not good.
I know it's not optimistic,
not
but I wouldn't jump to that game isn't even in development. I'm sure it is.
I mean, I'm sure they're
just
pre-pro.
not. I'm sure they're just not close.
Yeah.
To determining where is this stopping and how many chapters do we want.
However, the gameplay we saw, the fights, the first boss fight that we have seen, elaborate the fight immensely. You even hear Cloud say "shit" in the trailer.
Yeah.
The game looks amazing, and I can't wait.
Tyler Hoechlin is the voice of Sephiroth.
Superman
from
Holy
Supergirl
shit!
Is the voice of Sephiroth.
His voice actor.
It's all new voice cast.
Yeah.
And the voice of Cloud is actually Cody Christian,
Yeah.
who's also a Teen Wolf alum.
Yeah, 2 Teen Wolfies. Yeah.
3, actually. There's another Teen Wolf cast member in there, but I don't remember who.
Watch
it is.
Crystal Reed from Swamp Thing be in there. That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like,
I thought they were gonna have the
Teen Wolf does Final Fantasy VII.
I thought they were gonna keep the same voice cast from
No.
Advent
So
Children.
Tyler Hoechlin is Sephiroth, and I was like, that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Okay.
Here's the thing about that, Ben, is like the voice acting and the dialogue from the original game is bad.
Yeah.
It does not hold up, especially
Well, there
after
was
listening to Waypoint. Austin Walker, who's a black gentleman, he comments how Barrett is one of the most racist stereotypes in history.
How they had to change him.
And how when he was a kid, people would shout racist black things at him because of things Barrett used to say.
Oh.
So for me, as someone who didn't realize that and acknowledging that thing, wow, I really hope they don't make Barrett a racist stereotype again. Because from the trailer that they showed me, they're not doing much else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something we think about because we're white dudes. But having him saying, yeah, suck it, brother. I'm like, come on, guys.
He also says in that exact thing that like for its time, it was very much a play on Mr. T as an identity.
Yeah.
But that's not where we are anymore.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, they give him an actual character.
Hopefully, Barrett will be evolved.
Yeah. Yes.
And truth be told, it has been a long time since I played Final Fantasy VII.
It has been at least 15 years from now.
I've never played it, so I'm looking forward to spending the next decade playing Final Fantasy VII.
Fuck that, man. I don't want to play that game for over a decade. If every game takes 3 to 4 years, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it at that point. Like, what was your... You have to have some type of goal.
The original...
I'm looking forward to it. I've never done it, and this looks great.
It's just great. That's just like... How's that good business?
I agree. It's just...
You know what? I think I know exactly what it is. 7 is the most popular Final Fantasy.
It is.
Square knows it. They know that they can take their sweet ass time with it.
Well, no, it's even more egregious than that. This has been Square Enix's MO for the past decade.
Ben, what were their last 2 big games? FF15 and Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
Both those games took a decade.
FF15 took a decade. Kingdom Hearts 3 took 7 years.
That's
Square
still a long
Enix has
time.
been
Yeah.
running off
Yeah,
like long-term development for its major titles, and then just releasing like tiny side things over the course to fill the void. And that's been their MO. And until I see that change, I have no confidence. I have no confidence Final Fantasy VII is done coming out within a decade. I just don't.
Sparkz, we're probably going to be pushing 40 when that 7 is finally...
That's disgusting.
You're right.
That's disgusting.
It sucks.
It will
Also-
be 2 consoles later.
Oh,
Yeah, so not only will the first game be out on the PS4, the next game will be on the PS5.
Yeah, probably.
That's cool.
That means that the first one will then get a remaster and an upgrade.
I'm about to
and then by
vomit.
the time
I'm
we're
about
a
to vomit.
decade later, we'll be 2 consoles deep, and we'll finally
That's
get the
the worst-
complete collection
that's the worst
updated to the
timeline.
new console.
That's awful, dude. I don't want that at all.
Wait, is it wrong that I bought the remasters for Kingdom Hearts on the PS4?
No.
Okay.
No,
That's
no.
different.
That's a whole thing. That's a whole like new collection of games, right?
And also, they're the Final
they're,
Mix
they're
versions
individual
too. Those
pieces.
didn't come out in
the
America
thing is
until
that the thing is that Final Fantasy VII won't be a complete narrative
Yeah.
when it drops.
Well, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, do you have that on here?
Kingdom Hearts? Oh, yeah.
All right. Do you mind if I talk?
Kingdom
Hearts.
Hearts. Hey, guys!
Do you mind if
Did you even watch it? Because you shouldn't have.
No, I didn't tell me anything.
Okay.
All right,
You didn't
can,
tell me
can I
anything.
at least display?
But hey, let me... What does it mean?
yeah.
It's fucking dumb.
No, I will admit. I mean, am I happy we're gonna get some DLC where you get to play as Aqua, Roxas, and
I'll tell you what.
a little bit more?
I'm more
Okay.
happy because it's free.
It's
Oh, it
free?
is? I thought it was paid.
No, all
What's it
Nomura
called?
said all
Remind-
DLC for
Remind?
Kingdom Hearts 3. He said this a while ago.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if that's been updated since then, but Nomura said when Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out and he was talking DLC, he said he wanted all DLC to be free.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
He didn't want people to have to pay to... He didn't want to do that. He doesn't like that system. That's
yeah.
what he said at the
Okay.
time.
But I mean, we're getting more stuff for Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, so it's more story stuff, more
It's supposed
Organization
to
13.
it's supposed to just update just like the critical mode did.
Okay.
It's
So
like an update.
that's fine. I'm okay with it. It's coming in winter, which yay.
All right, so...
Nothing much to say
just
about it.
Real quick
Yeah.
about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I am confused. We won't talk too much about it because Ryan hasn't played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet, but
Soon.
they were saying that it was going to be a narrative about Shion. It
Oh,
does
yeah.
not look like it is a narrative about Shion
No,
anymore.
it does not.
Because
Maybe-
so far it seems the playable characters are Riku, Aqua, and Roxas.
Maybe
Is this a sequel?
no. It's
It's a like
Bridge?
different characters during the events of 3.
Okay, so it's just a different... Okay.
maybe they're
Filling in stuff.
maybe they are filling in stuff. Then they showed us stuff of characters that we.
So a while ago, just so you know, like when Shion reappears in 3, because she does, it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so Nomura said not long after 3 had come out, he's like, we are doing DLC, and the first DLC thing will be kind of explaining how Shion came out of nowhere. So everybody took that to mean that we were going to play through a Shion narrative. This
Doesn't look
doesn't look like it's that up front. It
Up
might
front.
still be,
I'm
but they're definitely like
They might want to shy away from actually
a lot
revealing
of people
stuff.
who were aware of it, I'm sure you heard this on Waypoint too, a lot of people who were aware of it were kind of confused that Shion was not even present in it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, you know Nomura in his trailers, he's like, "Hey, I'll give you like little snippets of what is gonna happen."
no,
but-
for sure. I was surprised that she's not even like shown.
Yeah, that's
It's
odd.
is
a little
interesting.
confusing, and I wonder if like what it is has changed.
Yeah.
Or makes if there's like multiple DLCs and like, oh, that one's actually the
I'm
second
sure
one.
there are. Like he said that when he said it, he said the first DLC. So
Yeah.
there's definitely more down the road.
So,
Alright.
who knows?
So
I think Nomura will DLC out until Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't think he'll make another side game.
I don't even want to think about Kingdom Hearts.
I'm just
4,
saying.
man.
I'm just saying that is
Yeah.
what he'll do.
Yeah,
I don't think there is room for a bridge game anymore, and I think he knows that. I think he'll just DLC out
Yeah.
because
And
he
if-
has the room to do that until he gets the
And
next
if all these
title.
DLCs are completely free, then yay.
I love free shit, man.
So do I.
So the rest of these, besides the final one, are kind of just quickies because we didn't get much about them. For me, there's this game called Outriders, made by People Can Fly, and they made Bulletstorm. Bulletstorm is a first-person shooter written by Rick Remender.
Mm-hmm.
And this is great because I played that game before I knew who Rick Remender was, and I love that game because it's a gritty punk
man.
dialogue.
I have that game.
That game's fucking awesome, and it's got great like it has great combat and a great combo system where like the more things you do in different ways reward you, right?
Yeah,
Killing
yeah.
people in different ways is great. So those guys haven't made a game in a long time. People Can Fly were ex Gears of War developers, and they made their own studio.
And the visuals of this certainly look
Yeah,
interesting.
the game's called Outriders. it was just a cinematic trailer. It doesn't reveal much, but
the world looks cool.
it has a really cool
I wanna go
design.
check it out.
And the pedigree behind these shooter guys, People Can Fly, is really good. So I just have faith in that game. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. This is a GameCube game.
It was a GameCube
game. I played this game a long ass
and
time
it's
ago.
going to be on the Switch.
Yes.
Remastered.
Yeah.
So
it's just a cool game that like. It's a really popular Final Fantasy game that hasn't been talked about in a long time.
Well, the thing is, because it was a Nintendo-only title.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the Final Fantasy games, because Square and Nintendo kind of had a bit of a beef.
It has like a chibi, more cartoony art style too.
But it's still Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And also, it's like multiplayer Final Fantasy. And they're also bringing online play to the Crystal Chronicles.
Nice.
Which I'm actually looking forward to. So, Ryan, you and I, or the three of us, could be playing Crystal Chronicles
I haven't thought about the game in so long. It's crazy that it's around.
Well, it's funny because I heard about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. People who played it said it's really good, but I never had a GameCube.
Sure.
And even when I got my Wii, I never got a memory card. So for a GameCube game, so I'm just like, well, maybe.
You guys remember the GameCube had a handle on it?
Yeah, that was so you can like
You can carry it around to all your LAN parties.
Yeah, but hearing that it's coming out, I'm like, okay, cool. And even Final Fantasy VIII is getting a remaster too.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I
was
love
about to bring that
Squall. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Gunblade. Frick yeah, man.
So we have Final Fantasy X, we have Final Fantasy IX,
Oh, man.
Final Fantasy VII, and Final Fantasy VIII for the PlayStation 4, Switch, and the most likely Xbox.
Yes.
Which makes me happy because now I could buy these, or because I already have 10 for the PS4, but I could get 9 and 8.
9 times.
Well, really 9 because I really want 9, but I have 8 in the original PlayStation 4, but I never played it because I'm too scared to put it in and I don't want to break it.
Scared? All right, next is Dragon Quest Builders 2. I didn't play Dragon Quest Builders 1, but this is a third-person Minecraft type game, but with actual purpose and direction. I like Minecraft and I like building things, but like this game looked really fun and actually has a story. I might pick it up.
It's weird because when I first saw Dragon Quest Builders, I was kind of turned off by it because when I hear Dragon Quest, like I'm thinking Dragon Quest.
It's old school
11,
RPG for sure.
By the way, I really want to play Dragon Quest 11, especially since you can go between the original beautiful HD graphics and original 16-bit, and that makes me happy because I'm a huge freaking retro nerd, and I'm like, yes. But Dragon Quest Builders, I'm like. At first, I was like, really like, no hard pass, but then I started watching the trailer more. I'm like, you know what, this is, you get to build stuff, and I kind of dig that you can, it's also an RPG. Because stuff like Minecraft, like giant...
It's Minecraft with a purpose.
Yeah, but with giant sandbox games like Minecraft, and sometimes even Grand Theft Auto, it's like, you can do so much. And I'm like, I get in that game, I'm like, I don't know what to do, so I just like, gravitate towards other games because I like my games with sandbox games, but you have purpose. It's like you have a mission, you have a goal to reach.
Yeah.
Whereas in Dragon Quest Builders 2 or Dragon Quest Builders, it's like, you know what? I might give this a shot, but I think it's gonna be one of those things where if I do play this game, it's gonna be like much later in. If I I really want to
I'll let you know if it's good because like again like we both haven't, none of us have played the first one, but for some reason the second one like. I started Stardew Valley again, which is a farming game.
No, people have told me to play Stardew Valley.
Yeah, and
people
I'm like, man, I'm really looking for just a really fun, easygoing game, like not something that I have to try really hard in like a shooter or Mortal Kombat. I'm like, I just want to farm, I just want to build stuff. So like, this might be right up my alley.
It might. It might. Yeah.
Speaking of fighting things, Dying Light 2. Dying Light. The first one is a incredible open world parkour zombie game.
I've really been wanting to play it.
Man, I played that with my ex-coworkers. We all bought it because we were all excited and played 4-player co-op, parkouring around the city, killing zombies, and it's one of the most fun experiences I've ever had in a video game. Unfortunately, like we kind of got bored of it because there's not much else to do. That game eventually added like a battle royale mode and a bunch of other like free shit. Because like that company really cares about the game, and Dying Light 2 just seems to be fleshing out more of that world. The thing about the game is the parkour, and you guys saw the trailer, like jumping around while running, while fighting zombies is just so fun. It's a fun world, and I really hope the second game dives more into the stuff that you really like weapon building and building teams and building up like these camps. It's you know. It's fun stuff.
The first has been on my list for a while, and this looks...
It's probably so
like
cheap
even
right
more
now.
Motivation to jump in. So
yeah, that game. I'm a big fan of it. I
guess that's it for Square Enix.
Oh no, there's one giant thing that's the big...
All right, guys.
It's the big elephant in the room.
This one hurts.
It does.
And I'm glad we waited days upon days to do this E3 thing because I was waiting for Square Enix's Marvel's Avengers game. The guy Crystal Dynamics made the Tomb Raider games. And then after the second one, they got put onto this game, and then
Shadow
What's
of
the
the Tomb
third?
Raider?
Is that the third one? Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I-
Yeah, it's Shadow of the Tomb
Yeah,
Raider
yeah.
is the third game. That was made by a different studio. It wasn't as good because the original studio didn't make it. Okay, I want to hear what you guys have to say about Avengers, Marvel's Avengers. Do you guys know what this game is? Are you excited? Do you care? Does it suck? What's going on?
At first, while I was watching the trailer for it, I was like, "Yo, this looks great." But then I was like, "Where's the gameplay?"
You saw gameplay.
That was the gameplay.
You saw gameplay, my man.
I don't. Did I?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it was in there.
Yeah, that's why I want.
When Black Widow is jumping around on some of the dudes
Oh,
in the
yeah.
air. That's
when the
gameplay,
Hulk's
bud.
running.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys know what quick time events are?
Oh,
Cool. Very
no.
cool. Okay, so
I mean, the story is very reminiscent. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
you're
the
good,
story
baby,
is
go for it.
very reminiscent of kind of like Endgame.
it's taking from Avengers
beats.
Disassemble, which is the Bendis run.
In beats.
Yeah.
In beats because like 5 years after A-Day, the death of Captain America,
You
you
do
see
gotta
Tony
remember-
with a beard.
Ben, real quick, this game has been in development for like 3 years.
Oh,
They don't even know what Endgame is. Endgame wasn't even in development at the time. They are taking from Brian Michael Bendis' disassembled storyline where the Avengers, something really bad happened. The Avengers mansion blew up. It killed some people. It killed Ant-Man. It killed Hawkeye. That's from the comics from 15 years ago. But they're taking that idea of the Avengers they're heroes, and then something bad happens, and the Avengers are disassembled, and then they slowly get back together.
Well, forget everything I just said because apparently it doesn't matter anymore. But what is this game?
I'm gonna tell you.
What is it?
I'm gonna tell you. Actually, first I want to hear everything you've seen about this game. Tell me what you think about it.
I wonder if I wouldn't have had, and most people wouldn't have had, a more positive reaction if we hadn't been anticipating it.
Yeah.
If this had been a surprise drop, I don't know that we would love it, but I do think we'd be more positive than we are.
I would.
We went into it knowing, anticipating for too long a Square Enix Avengers game.
For over 2 years,
And
3
for
years
too
now.
long, people were thinking about what they wanted an Avengers game to be, and this was, I feel like, destined to disappoint at this.
Speaking
at this
of
moment.
destined, this is a Destiny game. This is a live service game. So for people who don't know what that means is you can play this game solo if you'd like, but the game is made to be played co-op with multiple people. And you've played Destiny, so you know the structure.
Mm-hmm.
That you have missions that you go on that you can play solo or you can play co-op. They play the same. The thing, man, okay, so I don't even know where to start with this game because, first of all, their messaging is fucking awful. First of all, the conference itself didn't tell you what the game was, and all the demos this entire week don't tell you what this game is. IGN, GameSpot, Giant Bomb, nobody knows really what this game is, and it's frustrating. It is super frustrating.
One part when I was watching it originally, because I'm a decent fan of these voice actors, is they introduced the voice cast. And I'm like,
I love all those guys, but what a
yeah,
shitty thing.
So
man.
do I, but at the same time, I'm like, cool. We get these voice actors who've played these characters before, like Travis
Lauren
Willingham.
Bailey, she's playing Black Widow twice. She's the Black Widow of the Marvel's anime.
Yeah,
The Japanese anime.
Not only that, Travis Willingham.
Yeah.
He's the voice of Thor in the fighting games in Marvel vs. Capcom. He's Thor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad these guys are here, but give me
It's-
stuff about the game. What is this game about? What
Okay,
do you do?
so after a couple days and people on the internet, specifically games journalists, people being really mad because they don't know what the hell this game is. They got some behind closed doors demos that still did not tell them what the hell this game is, but they parsed it enough because they're smart and they know video games. This game is a live service game like Anthem, like Fallout 76, like
Yeah.
Destiny, like Warframe, where
I do remember. Sorry to
no,
cut you
you're
off.
not. You're fine, baby.
But one of the things they did, I remember them saying during the press conferences, that all the content that will be released later down the line is all going to be free.
That's great.
So they get points for that.
It
but
is
at
great.
the same time, it's still a game like Anthem, and Anthem
It's bad. It's a bad game.
It crashed and burned.
It's a bad
right?
game. Yeah. So here's what I'm able to parse out because I've watched more footage about this non-game than anyone.
Before you go too far,
Yeah.
just to your point, that kind of game model is not bad inherently.
No.
It's just not what you want necessarily an Avengers game to be.
No.
Go ahead.
Not just that, but
What do I want?
there has not been one single live service game that's launched good.
Right.
Not a single one. Destiny, Anthem, Fallout.
Like-
They've all launched bad.
Like, eventually when we start talking about Bethesda's conference, kind of skipping
Holy
ahead,
shit, they talk about, like we really messed up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think I even wrote a note about the Bethesda conference, then about Todd Howard saying, like, yo, thank you for the criticism.
Okay,
we know
so,
we goofed.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what this game is. So, we saw the tutorial missions. That's why it was so heavily structured, where,
Yeah.
like, it was a lot of quick time events. It's just like, but you saw gameplay.
Now that I thought
Whenever
about it, you're right,
whenever
I
it
did see
was Iron Man or Hulk flying, doing stuff, that's them. Captain America, Black Widow, like we saw behind the shoulder gameplay. These guys made Tomb Raider, so it is third person behind the back type of action. It is going to be you're going to play missions with your friends, and there's going to be specific roles that you can play. You can play the Iron Man role, the Thor role, the Black Widow, because Captain America and Iron Man, they fight differently. They don't have the same power set. Every character has gear, and they have skills, and they have cosmetics. So you can customize how your Captain America plays. You want him to be more focused on shield, more focused on combat. Iron Man, more repulsors, more chest stuff. Black Widow, guns, batons, all that shit. So you can customize your character. But it is still going to be a constructed single-player storyline that you can just bring your friends into. So the story could be good. I think the models and what this game looks like, it looks like shit. I think this game looks like shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you first saw that Thor model, and I'm like, is this from the PS2? Are you kidding me? And the reason I feel this way is because we just got Spider-Man, you guys.
We did.
Do you remember the first time we saw Spider-Man and how it blew our minds?
Yeah.
They gave us a full gameplay reveal, and we saw actual combat and actual gameplay and actual everything.
Even though my PlayStation 4 is technically older, and people say on PS4 Pro,
That doesn't matter. PS4 still looks great.
Either
Still looks
way,
great.
that's Spider-Man. Even all the humans, Spider-Man with his mask off is like...
Not
Not even that. I'm just talking about the E3 reveal.
Oh, it was great.
They showed us a 5-10 minute gameplay reveal.
Oh, it was great.
The gameplay reveal they showed for us was the tutorial where all of the cool stuff was actually taken out.
Not even to mention, like, Square Enix usually steps up in this regard, and the
They
Tomb
showed us
Raider
Final
games
Fantasy VII.
and the Tomb Raider games of the past have
been
as well.
great.
Yeah.
They've been great. And, like, the thing about this being a live service game is that this game has been in development for 2 to 3 years. And when trends come and go, you notice that. The Battle Royale genre, Apex Legends, PUBG, Fortnite, Fallout 76 is getting one. There are so many Battle Royales happening. That's a trend that started 2 years ago, and people are still trying to catch up to Fortnite and catch up to PUBG. The live service game that Destiny started in 2014, they are still trying to chase that dream. It's not a dream anyone wants because it never works. And if it does work, it takes years to get there. This is not... We're getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's the game we want. We have the comic characters. They look like the comic characters. They're doing what they do from the comics. Like, you're getting the entire roster. Captain America dies in this game, you guys. In this Marvel's Avengers game, Captain America dies in the first scene. I don't understand what they were thinking bringing this press conference, bringing this to the show, because it's a failure. It is a hard failure, and I know I'm not the only one feeling this.
Right.
And it's people who don't care about Marvel. It's video game people.
Yeah.
This is a bad presentation for a video game, and specifically for something we just got Spider-Man.
Right.
And
No, because I wanted this to be like the Avengers equivalent of that Spider-Man game.
and so Spider-Man should... Okay, so Spider-Man had a huge budget. The Avengers game should have a bigger budget than Spider-Man does. This game looks like it should have come out on the 360. I can argue Xbox with better graphics. Like, it's an Xbox remastered game. Like, there's the one shot of all the Avengers together, and it looks bad. This Thor looks bad. Captain America looks bad. I'm just like, how did this happen? How did this happen?
I don't like his design at all.
None of them look good. Not a single person looks good. Taskmaster is the coolest looking guy, and he's like a boring Taskmaster.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't understand how
Ben
Marvel's
didn't even know he was in there.
Where was Taskmaster?
He's a guy with the blast. He has a black mask, and he hits a bomb to make him explode. Exactly. These are bad designs.
That was Taskmaster?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're shitting me.
Yeah. And
you're fucking with me,
and
man.
the
That was
thing-
not him.
So there was a game called Marvel Heroes that was on the PC, and it was a top-down Diablo type game where you can play as any of the Avengers. They had hundreds of Avengers with different skins, right? But the thing is, you have like 7 Captain Americas running at once. But that's what happens when you have 1,000 players at once. With this game, I'm really scared that because they're focusing on like, all right, so there's the Iron Man role, he's the flyer. We have the brawler, who is Thor. We have the skill person, Captain America. So we're gonna have these single missions that you can only choose a character. It's like Galaxy's Edge. You're always the engineer. What if you're always stuck with Black Widow and you don't like playing Black Widow? Like, all of these missions, and I'm just like, so either we're going to play as a specific character, or we have 7 Captain Americas running around, which looks stupid.
Or you're on your fat headset with your friends like, hey guys, can I play Iron Man, please?
No,
And
I
they're
wouldn't play Iron Man.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just like, no matter... The fact that this is the type of game they're making, it's already destined to fail no matter what. And because I have a personal relationship to Marvel and the Avengers, this sucks really bad because...
No, it does.
I'm imagining this turning out like Anthem, but I actually care about this game. And I'm just like... Man, no matter what, like I just don't see how this game turns out good. Simply because it's the type of game I don't like.
And you know it's really not hitting with anybody because
It's not hitting with anybody.
Because Avengers Endgame was the biggest movie this year and of a lot of years lately.
It's
yet
arguably the biggest movie of all time.
Right, and yet people are not being turned into this game. And partially, I gotta say, they should have capitalized more on what the films have set up.
And you know
there are so many fans who have come to Marvel because of the films at this point. You should have... I'm not saying, like, make them look exactly like the movies, but capitalize on what's there.
Either go for more towards the movies or more towards a completely comic different. Because this is just like... These just look like bad stunt doubles.
And the Marvel game I'm most excited about coming out is Marvel
We'll talk about that with Nintendo, baby.
Yeah.
Because that's a Marvel game that knows what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, baby, we got Lockjaw. Fuck it. Hell yeah. we got all the Inhumans. Who cares? I care. I'm just like, I really hope this game turns around because like I know 90% of the internet is turning on this game.
Oh yeah.
It's because and we have been anticipating
It's been a dud.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
it's a super dud.
The 3 of us are turning on it because we had such high hopes for an Avengers
Dude,
game.
I was watching the trailer and like the second I saw what they look like, I'm like, and I couldn't reverse back in this chair far enough how much I felt.
I still can't believe that was Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a random goon.
Dude, he might as well have been. Like, it's not Mark Ruffalo and like not Chris Evans, and I'm like, why? Why make it kind of like it, but not them? Like, choose one or the other. Like, I'm truly baffled. I'm truly baffled by this game's decision.
Let's get off it.
Most
of Square Enix's conference was great.
Yo, man, Final Fantasy VII is amazing.
It is.
Hell yeah.
I would say 100% Avengers is the dud of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely the most, like, I can't believe this is what you showed off.
I agree. Like, we would all still have these problems with it. I still think that, like, the overall backlash wouldn't be as acidic
if we didn't just have a finale.
If this had come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, if it had been a surprise drop.
We've been waiting for this for, like, almost 3 years now.
Yeah, the anticipation was so high that I'm like, this is what you brought to the table. This is too low.
And you know what's crazy is, like, we were talking about Halo, and Halo was a year and a half away. Excuse me. And we at least saw the beginning of the game. We saw, this game is less than a year away. And we didn't even see the full tutorial.
Right.
I'm like, I don't understand how Square just let this happen. Especially because, like, they showed so much Final Fantasy VII. And that game comes out... Does that come out later than...
No, it comes out March 3rd.
Okay, March, April. So, 2 months before the Avengers game, and we saw all of Final Fantasy VII. Like, what are you guys doing? I don't get it. I'm off. I'm done with you, Avengers. Too bad I got you tattooed on my chest. Next is Bethesda, baby!
Oh, sweet. I have a bunch of notes on Bethesda.
Oh my god. Bethesda's basically all great. Bethesda's amazing, guys. Let's start with Doom Eternal. I love hell. What can I say?
Okay, so I have some notes because when I was finally launching this, I had my phone because I had to watch all the conferences on my phone for reasons. Mm-hmm. And this is what I wrote for Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal. Fuck yes! All caps. FPS platforming, great. Looks like they returned some lives. Looked like returned because I could swore I saw some like 1-ups in it. Mm-hmm. And this is some bonker shit, man.
Yeah, you go to heaven.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's the thing they've never done.
I know the 3 of us will champion Doom 2016 until the end of time because that game is amazing. It's great.
The whole franchise is great.
Multiplayer, but that game is amazing. This game looks like that turned to 11. If somehow the original 2016 Doom wasn't at 11, this one is. It's gory, it's bloody, it's the Doom I loved when I was growing up, and I cannot wait for more. When is this coming out again?
Later this year.
Later this year?
I want to say November. Crap. Doom 2016 was a revelation. Not talking about heaven or anything, but like the thing that makes Doom so good, id Software specifically, they make the best shooters. Like Bethesda, Bethesda has just all of these games are shooters actually, which is funny.
Well, id Software made Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
They made Doom. The precursors to our Call of
Bethesda is the overarching
we wouldn't have the shooters we have today if it wasn't for id Software.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Doom or Wolfenstein.
Yeah. The thing about Doom 2016 is it made, again, systems, bring back systems. You do a gore kill to gain ammo, or excuse me, you do a gore kill to gain health, and then when you run out of ammo for your regular guns, use a chainsaw to gain bullets, right? So there's always something to get you going to the next thing, right?
So if you're like running low on health, you see an enemy flashing, you bolt it, you get a disgusting but
Execution kill.
Very satisfying gore kill. You have the chainsaw of you can like cut them up. You find gasoline everywhere. Then it's like, sweet, I can like chainsaw these mancubi, and it's gross and disgusting. It's so much
Doom
fun.
Eternal is doubling down because I watched again, guys, watch Giant Bomb's live streams of all the developer talks, because like they do literally like 25 hours of developer talk. That's amazing.
I watched I think I replayed the Doom Eternal thing of Bethesda's conference. They saved that one for last, and I have to say it was the best thing they showed at their conference.
I agree.
It's Doom.
Yeah.
Because for a while, Doom was kind of, after Doom 3, Doom was kind of like in the belt.
And Doom 3 is good. Oh, baby, Doom 3 is good.
I need to play it.
There's no revisionist history. People love Doom 3, let me tell you.
Okay.
Doom 3 is fucking spooky, baby.
The thing about Doom 3 is that people had problems with the constant switching of the flashlight. I remember that was a big
That
problem.
is a 100% problem that they fixed on PC with the mod.
There you go. They fixed on PC.
Yeah.
But after Doom 3, silence. 2016 comes out. The franchise
Almost
is
10 years later,
revitalized.
Fun anecdote real quick. Matt once slammed Ben hard for a review of Doom 3 that he made.
Really?
Yeah, you wrote something about Doom 3 and how Doom 3 is utter trash and shouldn't be like acknowledged at all.
Did Matt pretend?
And Matt defended Doom 3 and
Yes!
he's like,
Thank you,
Ben
Matt!
is not actually thinking about what this game is at all, and you were just like trashing Doom 3.
Oh my
That
God.
was fun anecdote.
Dude,
yeah.
Doom 3
yeah.
has one of the best like tutorial starting missions
I don't
ever.
remember
Dude.
this at all.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what? It must have been when
He showed it to me, I read it, I'm like,
I love it. Thank you, Matt.
those are some opinions.
I'm glad you like Doom 3.
Oh,
Dude, Doom 3 has like one of the best openings because like it's 20 minutes of non-combat of you just going through the Mars base and you're like, oh, I gotta check in, I gotta get my gear, blah blah, and then all of a sudden possessions happen and you're in the pitch dark and then zombies start happening and you pull out your flashlight and a zombie's coming at you and you're like, I'm not ready for this, man. Doom 3 is great. Doom Eternal looks even better.
You know what? I need to revisit Doom 3.
You
It's
do.
good. It's good.
I need to revisit Doom 3.
And the expansion pack Resurrection of Evil, excellent, baby.
But Doom's 2016.
Don't sleep on it. I know you didn't because that game sold a lot.
Well, also the one of the things I love about Doom 2016 is that there's a bunch of secrets that the original Doom had, like the secret rooms. And if you go into the secret rooms, especially in Doom 2016, they have the original graphics from the PC, the original music, kind of like 8-bit Metallica, sorta. And it's just great. Like if you go to pick up a shotgun, it looks like the original shotgun from, or if you die in these levels, you see the original Doom guy in a mask. It's just like the Doom 2016 was like a love letter to classic Doom, and let's bring this bonkers, batshit crazy hell. And Doom Eternal is that cranked to 11.
Also,
it's like
one of the
Spinal
best,
Tap.
like one of the best. I mean, it is only like I don't care about the multiplayer, but like one of the best single player campaigns because the Doom guy, he doesn't have a real personality. He just likes fucking shit up. But it goes a long way. Like his personality with just cocking guns is like, wow, I know what this guy's thinking.
I remember I got early beta access for Doom 2016. It was only the multiplayer bit.
Did you buy a game to get access to Doom?
I don't remember.
I did.
No,
I think it might have been Fallout 4. I bought Fallout 4 to get access to Doom.
No, you know what?
Okay.
I think I pre-ordered it, and then he gave me access to
There you
it.
go. That's the same thing.
I pre-ordered Doom because I was reading articles saying that this was great. I was like, you know what? I'm going to put my faith in it.
Samuel Hayden. Satan.
Yeah.
The Saint. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But then when I started playing the beta, I was like, you know what? I really dig this. I dig the aesthetic. I dig the soundtrack. The multiplayer it's the multiplayer betas, but whatever. And then once I finally started playing the real game, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But this is like you're in hell, so it's like, oh.
Yeah, and they're. Man, like, again, like, going to heaven is, like, not something you'd ever think about, but they were like, we really want to go to heaven, and, like, heaven is not what you think heaven is, and it's still gross monsters.
Well, why wouldn't it be that? Because aren't demons just fallen angels?
I didn't think about that, and then I saw what the angels look like, I'm like, oh, of course they're gross! Of course they're gross! And again, it's adding more systems where, like, you have, like a rage meter, or, like, a a really mean meter.
Going back to what you were talking about with like how you murder people to get things.
Yeah.
And now
so many systems.
There's a hardcore armor system.
Thank
for
you.
Doom Eternal.
Yes. So you have a flamethrower, a shoulder-mounted flamethrower.
Yeah.
And if you
burn
light
them.
guys on fire and kill them, then you get armor. If you regularly kill them, you get health. If you chainsaw guys, you get bullets. So it's a constant system of you doing things to get rewarded. I'm like, it's so smart.
The gun wheel's back from 2016, so you can like switch out with your weapons on the fly quickly, and
You need to.
yeah,
Because you run out of bullets real quick.
Do you know how many
And
times?
the gameplay is fast.
Yeah,
Very-
oh,
The
it is like,
gameplay
And they've
is
added
fast.
double the amount of demons. Like, Doom Eternal might be one of my most anticipated games like ever.
Because that's why I opened it up saying, like, the one thing I knew I was getting this E3 is Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I knew I was going to see more of, and I knew I was going to be happy.
I
Hell
am
yeah, baby.
so excited for Doom Eternal. You have no
All
idea.
right. The rest are kind of quick-fire ones. There's a game called Deathloop.
There's still so much left.
Oh yeah, so we're halfway.
I wrote
Deathloop. It reminds me kind of like Edge Tomorrow, but the people want to kill each other.
So yeah, we've done this and this and okay.
Yeah.
The reason I'm excited for Deathloop because it's created by Arcane, who made the Dishonored games. Dishonored games are quasi open world stealth action fantasy games where you have like you have supernatural powers, also being a hitman. Deathloop is being described as Hitman meets Dishonored.
Yeah.
So it is actually an actual open world, but with fantasy elements. And you know how much I love Hitman.
Yes, I do.
Give me special powers with Hitman. I'm all aboard. That's a great studio. Bethesda knows what they're doing.
Conceptually, this looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really into Deathloop.
Yeah, I love the trailer.
I saw while I was watching, I was like, oh, I'm digging it.
The developer is like, they are so strong, and like this is like their first like new property since our Dishonored, which was made a while ago. So I'm really excited. Ghostwire Tokyo, made by Tango Games. They made The Evil Within.
Mm-hmm.
I really just love this game because of the person who's making it. I forget her name, but she's hilarious. She's cute. She's super funny. She's like the designer for The Evil Within.
Yeah.
She's like. She draws the most intense, scary monsters I've ever seen.
I think she's the director.
Yeah, she's the creative director.
Yeah.
Like, this is her first game she's directing, but she's a designer.
So on my drive over here, I just got off work. I'm driving over here to record this. I'm listening to Sunburned Albino's like E3 review, kind of get a refresher. And when he talks about her, he's like, this girl's awesome, and she is kawaii AF.
Yeah,
this girl...
It was super cute. Like, she was super nervous. Like, I don't speak very good English, and I'm really nervous. There was like 1,000 people here, and everyone gave her a clap, and she's like, yes, sir.
No, it's like her and Keanu Reeves. For
They were the E3
E3
winners.
They were like
and John Barathel's dog.
Okay, since you brought it up, I do want to talk about that for
Because
a
there's
hot
not much...
second.
We're not talking about Ghost Recon Breakpoint, sorry.
We're not going to, because that game wasn't important to me. What was important to me about John Bernthal showing up is that he brought his Pitbull out. And the reason this is important is because not a lot of people come out in public and show that Pitbulls are not aggressive animals, and that Pitbulls are mistreated all the time and have a bad rep for being these dangerous, aggressive dogs, which is not true. They are one of the most loyal and well-trained breeds. You just need to train them properly.
Every Pitbull...
Dude, they're like babysitter dogs.
Honestly,
for real.
They are fantastic dogs. The problem is that a whole lot of people have created bad rep because they are the dogs most commonly used for dog fighting. And that's a problem.
It's awful.
That's a problem, but, like, I was just... Thank you, John Bernthal, for bringing your Pitbull out on stage
Also,
and showing that
super
those
cute.
animals are great.
Super cute, just chilling out. Like, every time there's applause, he's like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah. When I brought that up to you, I was like, I was not saying, like, man, that game looks great because John Bernthal's in it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's because he brought his Pitbull out that I'm like...
John Barenthal is a
great.
great guy. Absolutely, yeah.
And also, every Pitbull I ever met has just been the most...
And his name was Bam Bam. Bam Bam.
It's
He
like
breeds them everywhere.
They're just adorable little balls of fluff. They just want to be loved.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway,
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Tokyo.
We didn't get a gameplay reveal, but it was a very tone heavy. It's a supernatural, spooky like cop story kind of thing.
I kind of dig it.
It looks Legion-esque.
Yeah, it's definitely the guys who made The Evil Within, like very trippy aesthetics, spooky aesthetics. That's what I'm about.
I actually would like to play. I want to see more, obviously, but as of now, Ghostwire Tokyo is like, no, I'm into this. I'm into this a lot.
Yeah. So next would be for me, Wolfenstein Youngblood / Wolfenstein Cyber Pilot VR. I don't have VR, so I'm not going to play Cyber Pilot.
Is Youngblood's console only? Is that VR as well?
No, it's not VR.
Okay.
So Wolfenstein Youngblood. So there's Wolfenstein 1, Wolfenstein 2. This is a side game that takes place in the far future. So BJ Blazkowicz is the hero of Wolfenstein. This takes place in the 80s, where you are trying to reclaim a Nazi-occupied Paris as BJ's children, his 2 daughters. As somebody who's played those two Wolfenstein games, they are, without a doubt, the most batshit crazy, fun first-person shooters you could possibly play. They are wacky, crazy Hitler, crazy Nazis, robots. It's great. This takes place, again, like, in a weird future. This is not Wolfenstein 3, which makes me really excited, because, like, they need Wolfenstein 3. But this is a fun co-op, like, hey, we want more Wolfenstein, but it's, like, a weird alternate, like, what-if story. So I'm super into it. Man, oh man, those good and great.
Oh, yeah.
It looks great, but I have yet to dip my toes into the
We are
Wolfenstein
so
franchise.
gonna play those games. Holy shit, you
Oh yeah.
guys.
So for first thing I wrote in my notes was the Fallout 76 jokes. Ha.
Yeah. So I didn't write down any of the Fallout stuff, but Fallout 76 is the first time Bethesda's had a real bad
Apparently,
game.
once I will not lie, I did skip a bunch of stuff in the Bethesda thing because there's a lot of stuff I'm not really like.
Yeah.
Like Elder Scrolls Blades. It's coming to Switch.
It's a mobile game. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's a mobile game coming to Switch. That game sucks. Don't worry.
Whatever. But I don't play Fallout 76. Yeah. I really have
Nobody
no desire
does, Ben.
to play
Nobody
Fallout
does.
76. But I've been hearing that Bethesda is owning up to their mistakes and they're actually fixing a lot of stuff in the game.
It was super weird how he came out and was like, hey, lots of mistakes and we hear your complaints and everything, but you guys kept paying money and playing it, so...
Because that is...
And I'm like, what is this mixed messaging you're sending right now?
That's the thing. Every game, whether it's good or bad, it's going to have a dedicated fan base. Excuse me. So he is talking directly to them, and like every one of these developers tries to speak directly to the people who only like their games, even if they're bad. And I will give Todd Howard credit, and Bethesda credit. They are one of the only studios where I truly believe, unlike an EA, where they're like, hey, we made a mistake with the game, we're really going to correct it, because this is, like I said, the first time they've had a fault. They've made all the all the Elder Scrolls games, the Fallout games, like, those are all incredible games. Every single one. This is the first time they tried something new, and it bombed. Yeah. And they know it.
I mean, it is the first time they've had a fallout with their audience, so I hear you.
God, no, you're funny. But, like... I do have to say, the Fallout 76 press conference was really gross, because the thing that they were adding to Fallout 76 was NPCs, non-playable characters. You guys play video games. Mm-hmm. Doesn't every single video game in history have non-playable characters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except Fallout 76.
Except Fallout 76. So the fact that they're adding something that's been in video games since 1970s made people really, really excited.
Since 1976!
76! Like, people were losing their shit because they're adding things that should have been in the game at the
They're
first place.
also adding quest givers as well. That's another big thing.
Wow! Something that was in Fallout 1 in 1995. It's for the game, it's great, but like the fans that are like, yes! I'm like, man, you guys, like,
are you talking about like those three guys who were sitting in the front row who every time they said something about Elder Scrolls, they were just shouting?
But I want to see the checks that they were written to scream that loud.
Hey man, these will be the Avengers fans of the Square Enix game like 2 years down the road when they finally add in the things to fix it.
Not a single person was excited about that Avengers game.
No, I know.
It was they might as well have been booing.
I think someone was even trying to say like, cheer.
No, fake cheers.
I don't remember.
No, it's fake.
I don't remember.
Where are we at? All right, Wolfenstein. Bethesda's done. Yeah, Wolfenstein looks great. Yeah, cool.
There was Fallout and Elder Scrolls stuff. We're not going into it.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online. It's a fine MMO.
Elsewhere, I think.
Elsewhere,
is the new.
They got dragons and shit. You like dragons?
Oh, Square Enix also had Shadowbringers for Final Fantasy 14.
Another MMO.
Another good MMO.
To be fair, yeah, FF14 is only been getting better and better over the years, and Shadowbringers is apparently like the coolest expansion for an MMO possible. I don't know what it means, but for people who know what that game is, it's really, really exciting.
You know what we've also forgot to talk about? Was that in the Square or the Nintendo?
What?
The Mana series.
That's Nintendo.
Okay,
no,
yeah, I got Mana here.
Okay,
yeah.
I can wait.
Okay, so Bethesda, goodbye. All right, so now we're going to
Ubisoft.
Ubi boobies. So do I want the best one first? No, I don't. No. So this is kind of cool because we keep talking about Brawlhalla, and we'll eventually play it, but we don't play it.
What is Brawlhalla?
It's a free game that you can play.
It's a Smash Brothers kind of game.
I got it when the Hellboy content was added.
It's free on PS. It was free on PS4 for a little bit. Yeah,
it still is.
It still is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a free-to-play game. Excuse me.
Yeah.
In general, but they added Hellboy a couple months ago for the Hellboy movie. But they're adding the Adventure Time characters. Yeah. They're adding Finn the dog.
They had a fun video.
Jake the Human, and Princess Bubblegum.
Yes.
Really?
And again, like that game,
Along with like some side characters appearing in connection to them.
I'm
like
not.
BMO and Lady Rancorn.
If that game wasn't free, I would have more of a problem. But like, because like it doesn't look super great, and I
No,
haven't
yeah.
heard the greatest things. But it is a free game that keeps adding really fun characters.
Right.
So again,
Well,
it's free. I'll check
and,
it out.
and
it's
visual
free.
aesthetics and like the commitment they have to the style and what they brought to make those characters translate so well, I was like, this is impressive.
Specifically with the Adventure Time characters, I'm like, man, I'd really like to play as Jake the Dog. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be fun as hell.
I mean,
They build them well, and you get the settings of ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
Let's talk about. Did you see Roller Champions?
Yes.
So Roller Champions is the first ever actual roller derby video game, and it looks pretty cool.
I heard about this, yeah.
The problem is, multiple journalists on Twitter were like, "Hey, Rollerball seems cool. I don't know how to score." And that's the whole point of the game. So when multiple people tell me they don't know how to score in your scoring game, that's a problem. So I hope they figure that shit out. But like, I'm into low budget, like disc jam. What's it called, disc jam?
Yeah. Disc Jam.
Yeah, I'm into that kind of shit. So like, I hope
Disc Jam, Windjammers.
Windjammers. Thank you. There you go.
That was your favorite. Disc Jam was the one that came out.
That's the cheap, not as good one.
I was trying to get you
Rocket League is a good one.
Yeah,
Rocket Arena is a new one.
I tried to get you in Disc Jam. I was really into Disc Jam for a while.
Yeah,
Then I stopped
it's
playing.
hard. It's hard when I've played the original so much, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, the original came out. I was telling you about it, but we never bought it up because we didn't want to pay money for it. We're cheap.
I gotta pay bills. What are you gonna do?
Yep.
I
gotta pay bills too, buddy.
All right, so we talked about Roller Champions. Rainbow Six Quarantine. I play Rainbow Six Siege sometimes. It's basically turning that multiplayer game into a focused Left 4 Dead type game, where it's called I guess it's Quarantine. It's a 3-person co-op shooter where it's very tactical, trying to make your way through. I don't know if it's zombies. It looks like zombies. They might just be like infected humans. But it's a tactical shooting game by the Rainbow Six guys. So I'm into that. Mythic Quest: Raven's Banquet.
Okay.
So this is a TV show.
Yeah. So I heard about this Mythic Quest when I was listening to Sunburn Albino on the way over here, and when I first fun fact for you guys, Mythic Quest is an actual game. It's made by Square Enix for the Super Nintendo, and it was kind of like an easy version of the first Final Fantasy. Unfortunately, over our friends in Europe, that was the first ever Final Fantasy they ever got before Final Fantasy VII. And Mythic Quest is like, it's okay. It's very easy.
Ben, are you sure it's called Mythic Quest?
Yeah, or no, Mystic. You're right.
Thank you, because it is not showing up.
It's Mystic Quest.
I know Mystic Quest. Okay.
Yeah, Mystic
cool.
Quest. Final Fantasy.
We're good.
So never mind. Everything I said is wrong. It's Mystic Quest. Mythic Quest.
Throw that fun fact out. It's garbage.
I didn't want to do that to you, but like I was like,
no.
I could have swore it's not Mythic
No,
Quest.
you are 100%. You know why? Because Mythic and Mystic, they sound a lot.
They do sound the same.
So
They're different by a letter.
Yeah. So you know what? Thank you for correcting me because I do not want to give. So ignore my fun fact. That was completely wrong.
No Final Fantasies here.
But Mythic Quest, the TV show, is like, wait, what?
It's the guys who made It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is my favorite comedy show of all time. Rob McElhenney and Glenn Howerton and Charlie Day. Those guys are truly funny, and they all love video games. And this is their take on like So they're making the biggest game of all time. They're making a World of Warcraft essentially. It's called Mythic Quest, and they're about to launch their first expansion. And it's about their lead designer, Ian Grimm. His name's Ian Grimm, and he's one of the guys from It's Always Sunny. It's Always Sunny, and it just looks really fun. It's on Apple TV. It's on Apple TV, which sucks. I don't want another.
It will be on Apple TV because Apple TV hasn't launched yet.
It will be on a service I'm not gonna buy. I don't want to pirate it, but I want to wear an eye patch. So what am I gonna do? I don't know why I said that. I don't know. It's 4 in the morning.
Because you're gonna be. Oh my god.
Actually, what time is
Because I'm
it?
gonna pirate
Don't
it.
look, Ben.
Don't look, Ben.
Too late.
All right. So listen.
Too late.
I'm gonna go. All right, cool. Yeah. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey: Creative Mode. This is only for me. I've talked to you guys about how much I love games that allow you to create your own stories, your own missions. City of Heroes is my favorite MMO. They just relaunched that kind of shit. Assassin's Creed Odyssey Creative Mode allows you to do that. You can create your own missions, write your own dialogue with your own NPCs, choose what NPC you want, put the enemies there. It is a mission creator with a beautiful open world sandbox game, and I'm like, thank you. Just thank you. I have enough games to play But like, I also want to do my own shit. I'm a creative person, so like, if I can make my own Cyclops mission and maybe bang them later, I like banging things. Assassin's Creed's all about banging. Listen, Cassandra bangs a lot of people in that game. I'm not gonna stop her. I'm excited.
Hey,
Bing bong. Speaking of monsters and gods, gods and monsters.
Okay, so I did not see this trailer.
They didn't show much.
Exactly. That's what I heard.
I like the style though.
But Ben, when I tell you, and you're gonna freak out, what if it's Breath of the Wild but Greek mythology? That's all it is. That's what it is. It's the guys who made Assassin's Creed are making a huge open world, cartoony-esque Breath of the Wild.
Looks awesome.
You got me.
Like the style.
I really like the style, and
Yeah.
I like mythology stuff.
Yeah,
so.
it's like it's you're speaking on my words. I really hope it's good. It's a great developer.
We just don't know enough
Excuse you.
about
Yeah,
it.
excuse me. It's a great developer.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough about it.
Let's see what else.
The last thing we got on Ubisoft, baby.
Oh.
My most maybe I say it a lot. Besides Doom Eternal, maybe my most anticipated game, Watch Dogs Legion.
Okay, so at first,
Watch Dogs Legion, please don't sleep on it.
No, all right. So I'm really glad you showed me that. Watch Dogs Legion, I think, is my surprise hit of E3 this year.
What a holy shit!
Besides
what a game.
Final Fantasy VII and Doom Eternal, Watch Dogs Legion. Because at first, Watch Dogs, that was a series that I didn't really get into. It's like it's cool if you like it, sweet.
Real quick,
I just never did.
Real quick, Watch Dogs 1, not that great of a game. Watch Dogs 2, significantly better. Watch Dogs Legion is the game. Holy shit, we're here. Go ahead.
But seeing the gameplay trailer for Watch Dogs Legion, I'm like, no, I am into this.
Yeah.
I am very much into this. I remember talking to Sparkz over here, and once I'm done watching the trailer, I'm like, that looks amazing.
Yeah, so the whole thing was Ben was here before you got here for us to do this, and we were talking about the things, and I was like, Watch Dogs Legion, that's going to be a big one we're going to talk about, and he's like, oh yeah, I read up on that, and I'm like, did you watch the thing? And he's
Reading
like,
and watching?
No, and so I played the full thing. And
Did you watch the thing with the granny?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So that granny is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nothing I've ever heard or seen about the previous Watch Dogs games has ever been enough to make me pick it up.
Because
Yeah.
they
This-
haven't warranted it.
This is.
Yeah, because every other Watch Dog game is kind of like, oh, what if we're here to stop we're here to stop like horrible oppressive takeover. It already happened in London, and you're the resistance. You're the ones fighting against it, and it's kind of like in a semi quasi future.
It's post Brexit. It is the future. It is post Brexit.
Yeah.
It is very political.
And it's set in London of all
Yeah.
places too. So just watching this trailer and hearing Bagley, the AI that you hear, is like, I like that AI.
Yeah.
I like the way he talks to other people and how they're all interconnected, and also permadeath. I don't think I've ever seen another game where permadeath is such a big deal outside of Fire Emblem.
So let me tell you why Watch Dogs Legion is the most exciting, maybe the most important big AAA game this year. There is not a main character in the game.
No.
Every single NPC in the game is playable. That's fucking insane. And the reason why this game is insane is because the creative director on this game is a guy who worked on Far Cry 2 11 years ago. This is the first game he's been creative director on in over 11 years. Far Cry 2 is the best Far Cry game because of systems. Because you can get malaria at any time in that game. Your guns can jam at any time in that game. If you start a wildfire, it will take over the world and destroy stuff. This guy I wish I remember his name because he's like super important to the video game industry. But like the reason like he came onto this game and that game changed fundamentally and it became something like almost otherworldly to regular video games. Like not having a main character in your game with a AAA main game is insane. And the thing that is really awesome about this game is it is political. Some games try to be political but skate around it. This game is actually political. And the reason it works is because you can't have every character in your game be the main character if they weren't actually part of like a rebellion or like or part of a revolution and it mattered. Because you can be anybody and they become the main character, which means you become the main character. It is so brilliant and so smart, and it's like no game about revolution, and we've played a lot of games. Assassin's Creed 3, which is literally about the revolution, that game sucks because it ruins the premise. This game is like fulfilling everything I want about Assassin's Creed 3, about like you actually are part of a revolution, and it doesn't matter who you are. You could be an 18-year-old, you can be a 70-year-old. You are important. That like you, the person, is important. Yeah. And like to me, that is that has never been done in a big video game ever. The closest thing I think of is Metal Gear Solid 5, and that's because Kojima had 30 years to perfect his formula.
Sure.
And I'm like, the fact that they were given the third game in this huge franchise, and it's Ubisoft. Like, they churn out games every single year, almost like an EA. Like, they are giving this developer and this creative team so much freedom to do what they want. I'm like, wow, this game's, like, insane. Yeah. This game's really insane. Like, I can't believe it.
Like, after, in the trailer, you see a guy, the character you're supposed to be playing as die, and then it goes to this 70-year-old grandma talking about how she used to feed the birds. And then the AI comes and says, yeah, you're not going to like what happened to Ian. She's like, oh no, have some respect, Bagsley. And it's like this great banter, and when she sneaks into a police station, she hacks it. She has this little spider drone.
And this is an old lady.
Yeah. And
she's just like stumbling.
And she puts a mask on, stun guns a cop, and just waltzes right out of there.
It looks really good.
It's like already that just like talking to people or just like scanning people with your phone, like what they're good at. It's like, hey, I can recruit this person.
And
then right after that person is recruited, you play as that person.
That's what's also crazy, because like this is when you listen to Waypoint, you'll realize this, but like there's an entire category about like what does it mean with invading privacy and infringing on civic responsibilities and all these things. I'm like, well, not everyone maybe wants to be part of a revolution. Why is everyone just allowed? I'm like, it's a video game. I know we're going big, but we have to kind of relax on some of the really, really crazy ideas when we bring like realistic politics into video games, because it can't be super realistic, because then it gets too far. But having every character possibly recruitable because you are in a revolution is super cool. And the fact that you can go to protests where you can meet a bunch of people who DedSec is the organization you work for. They're the hackers, right? So if you go to a protest, they all have high DedSec love, right? So they can all easily join you. If you go to a district that like loves the cops, nobody will like DedSec. So you have to work your way into getting them to respect your organization.
Right.
And it's things like that. I'm like, man, there are so many, again, systems and the crazy things that work together. I'm like, man, oh my god, Watch Dogs. I've never cared so much about a video game in a long time.
Watch Dogs is definitely, I would say, the sleeper hit of E3 this year.
Yeah.
As in, you have the big bombastic titles that everyone's...
I wouldn't say it's a sleeper, because a lot of people are talking about it. It's the most surprising. It's the one that people are like, I didn't care about Watch Dogs, and now I really care about Watch Dogs.
You know what? I would agree with that more. It is... It's a surprise hit.
Yeah.
Because I care about this game. I normally Watch Dogs, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't really care about the premise or whatever. With Watch Dogs Legion, I'm like, no, I like this premise. I like the way...
You can be whoever you want to
be. I like the gameplay.
Yeah.
I like what I was shown. I was like, I want more of that. That is an interesting idea. It's new, never been done before. And I hate saying this, but it stays true to the Watch Dogs formula a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm in.
They are about hackers and revolutions.
Yeah,
so
but I'm in. I am most certainly into
I'm very much looking forward to having a narrative where I'm going to care too much about a character
and then they'll die.
Taken away from me. Yeah. And also having a narrative where I'm like, I don't care that much about a character, and I'm just going to make them do crazy things until they're dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know how many times I had to restart a mission and fire them just so I could keep character to live?
100%, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. And the one thing that I did see criticism about is like, every time you played as a character in this demo, they were all really snarky, funny characters. Literally not everyone in London is a snarky, funny character.
Yeah.
So, like, that's where I can see the problem being, where, like, they have to do so many recorded lines, so many types of characters.
Make so many people feel like different identities.
Yeah, so that's the thing I am worried about. Like, okay, are these people going to feel unique? That's the thing I'm worried about. The overall idea, I think, is super unique and super awesome. So I'm very excited about that. I think that is the end of Ubisoft, baby.
Is my favorite coming up?
Nintendogs. There are no Nintendogs here, unfortunately, though.
Nope.
Let's start. Let's start with Zelda. Let's start with Zelda. Why not?
Which one?
All of it.
Okay, so we got more gameplay footage for one of my most anticipated games coming up, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
The remake of Link's Awakening.
Yep.
Very cute.
Oh,
way too cute. Almost like bananas cute.
It is adorable.
Yeah,
but I'm okay with it because this is Zelda going into a different art style, because we've seen this before with Wind Waker, and people
cell shaded.
Yeah, and now it's a different art style,
almost like chibi, like
and you know what? I'm actually okay with. I'm actually okay with it because the aesthetic looks a little more cute than, say, Link Between Worlds aesthetic was.
Or like Spirit Tracks.
Or like Spirit
those
Tracks.
Game Boy Advance games.
Or the
DS games.
The DS games, yeah. So, but having
they have like Funko eyeballs.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the amiibo. They released the amiibo.
It's a good looking amiibo
on their Twitter, and I want it so bad. I will protect it with my life. I'm just excited because Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is one of those Zelda games that fans will say is one of the best made, and it was there's a great gaming historian video. If you go to YouTube, look up gaming historian. After done watching this, watch his video on Link's Awakening. It's a really good video, and it was a passion project by the devs. Miyamoto had nothing to do with this game. It was all the devs. Like, let's have it was literally a group of people at Nintendo after hours playing with the Game Boy dev kit, and then 20 plus years down the line, we get a full HD remaster.
Hell yeah.
We did get a director's cut for the Game Boy Color, but a full HD remaster with sound. And this game, I am really looking forward to it. So far, Zelda on the Switch. I mean, yes, we've had Breath of the Wild, but so far, Zelda on Switch has not let me down, and I am super looking forward to this game.
Wasn't there a... It might have only been 3DS. There was like a... Oh, it's 4 Seasons, I think. Never mind. It was like a 4-player co-op puzzle.
Four Swords.
4 Swords.
Four Swords Adventures, where you had the Game Boy game and the GameCube game, and you can connect. It was a little expensive to play, but if you were able to do it, it was worth it.
Next, before the big boy, Cadence of Hyrule, which is the Crypt of the Necrodancer... like weird expansion solo Zelda game comes out this week.
Yeah.
Comes out this week. It's coming out at the end of this week. For those of you who don't know, Crypt of the Necrodancer is
it's a rhythm game, right?
It's a dungeon crawling rhythm game where you have to attack and move on the beat. So there's always at the bottom there's always a beat going, and if you move on the beat and you attack on the beat, you get better bonuses. It's really unique, super cool. I didn't play the original, but I watched a lot of gameplay of it. But I will absolutely play the Games of Hyrule because it's got Zelda music, baby. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I can easily see you replaying the Gerudo Valley level if there is one. I don't know if there is.
I hope so.
But
I saw the trailer they played had like the regular Zelda thing. I'm like, hell yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the big
Zelda
one,
thing.
the one that made me personally freak out.
It was really surprising. A lot of us were surprised. I know you weren't surprised, but like this is not traditional Nintendo at all.
Well, it's not traditional. Well, okay, it kind of is.
They have not made a Zelda sequel in 20 years. Actual Zelda sequel.
Majora's. You're right.
That's 20 years ago.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
The last game since Majora's Mask.
You're right.
Like, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just being loud. Sorry. It really is the first sequel in almost 20 years, and I'm like, it's because they have something so good. Like, they would be stupid not to capitalize on.
Now we don't know of official title, which is good. They're just calling it the Breath of the Wild sequel, which I'm totally fine with.
It'll have a better name.
But what we saw, it looks great. It's spooky. It gets what I want to speculate and speculate.
Did you feel Midna?
I felt the Ganondorf, as in we saw a body, we saw some dark looking ruins, because we in that universe we only know of the Calamity Ganon, but if you go to one certain Gerudo in the Gerudo village, she will tell you that there have been legends of the Calamity being of Gerudo descent, because in the Zelda universe, the Gerudo are all female race, but once every 100 years a male is born, and that male is the leader. That is the Demon King. That is the Demon King, thief, whatever, Ganondorf. So, if they're going to go back into that and exploring that lore a little bit, because we saw a creepy mummified skeleton and his eyes went...
Yeah, so people saw that, but people are also speculating that this is going to incorporate Twilight Princess stuff with Midna.
I'm also very okay with, because Twilight Princess was one of my personal favorite Zelda games.
People don't like that game.
Really?
That and Twilight and Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword is a lot of hate, but I feel there's more love for Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
I have love for Twilight Princess because that was the first Zelda game I ever really got into and beat.
I played that game on the GameCube, and it also came out on the Wii at the same time, but I didn't have a Wii.
I played it on the Wii.
Yeah.
It was my introduction to the Wii.
So this trailer hints, kind of, maybe co-op, but I got really excited maybe there'd be co-op, but many people, including Waypoint, said, look at Nintendo's history, that's never going to happen. No. They are never going to do that unless it's a side game. They don't make Zelda a main character unless it's a side game, and I think that's kind of shitty. And I think this would be a really cool time to make it... If you use the Breath of the Wild map and just like change it completely and make a co-op, that's can work.
Well,
that
also
really
the
work.
way that the magic, because the music was also playing backwards. I don't know if this is me just grasping at straws, but there's also a chance we can go into Low Rule, which is from Link to the Past.
You're talking about like underground shit, right?
Yeah.
No, dude, the castle's rising up, meaning people are saying you might go underground too. Yeah. That's some good shit.
So you go to Lorule.
Yeah.
I'm excited for. Once again, I'm just excited for this. I'm just excited for this that they're making it. It's gonna be a while because Zelda games tend to take their time, and I am totally fine. I am patient. Breath of the Wild was a 120-hour adventure for me.
Oh boy,
but it was worth it.
Yeah, is it worth it? Let me work it.
For me, it was.
So
what about you, Sparkz? Any yay or nay on Zelda, or you're like kind of?
No, I'm not as steeped in Zelda as all that. I mean,
Okay.
like good for them.
Okay.
It's just after watching a video, they generally release a new Zelda 3 to 4 years after the last one.
Yeah.
This is less than 2 that they announced a new one. So I'm like, that's awesome.
They're working on it.
They're definitely working on it. Yeah. So a lot of these are kind of just quickies.
Animal Crossing, that's a big one.
Oh yeah, I got that, baby.
Should we talk about Animal
Yeah,
Crossing?
I got it on here.
So, are you a fan of Anyone here a fan of
I am
Animal
a
Crossing?
huge fan of Animal Crossing.
Great, because
Oh, yeah.
I never got into it.
Yo, man, again, I'm into farming, I'm into simulations, and, like, that's where you can just move into a small town, hang out with a bunch of animals, plant some shit, pay Tom Nook $100,000 because you're in debt.
Bells,
what are you gonna do? You're always in debt with that raccoon, man. This one, you go to, like, a tropical island.
Yeah, you kinda, it looks
super
like
multiplayer.
It looks like you build the island yourself.
That's
okay. You develop that's the better word. You develop the island yourself.
Well, the DS game New Leaf, you were the mayor of a town, so you can do some, like, city planning stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there was, like, a bigger aspect of that on the Switch.
Okay.
Man, Animal Crossing's so fun. Like, I've been waiting for this specific game.
Well, also, people have been kind of bashing and then not bashing online about how the game was delayed because it was promised at the end of this year.
Yeah.
During their last.
What do we always say? Or what does Miyamoto always say?
Miyamoto says,
I'd rather have a good game that's delayed.
A delayed game can be great.
Yep.
But a
bad
rushed
game is always bad.
bad.
Thank you, Ben. Miyamoto, you're right. I know you're listening. No, you're not.
And also, but people have been saying that, hey, look, I'd rather it be good than rushed and horrible.
Yeah.
So Animal Crossing is coming. So yay for all you big time Animal Crossing fans.
All right. We're gonna do some quick fires. I did this one. Daemon Ex Machina is a mech game that just looks really cool, man. There's not enough cool mech games with really cool anime stories. It reminds me of Pacific Rim.
Hopefully, this can be one.
Yeah, definitely.
Astral Chain, another anime game that's cool.
Astral Chain. I couldn't even tell you what the game's about, man.
Neither did I, but it looks bonkers.
Astral Chains. Is it a Death Stranding game? Is it a Strand game? Who really knows, man?
It's bonkers.
So we got Witcher 3 is coming to Switch.
It is.
That's with all the DLC. That's at least 300 hours on the Switch. Like, if you've never played the Witcher games, like you're good. You're so good. You don't even know. You got so much game. Oh my god. No More Heroes 3. No More Heroes was a Wii game that used a lightsaber-esque weapon, and on the Wii you actually like swung with it.
The character who behaves a lot
Travis
like Beautiful Joe.
Like Beautiful Joe, Travis Touchdown. He's a cool guy.
That is a great
Why is he
name.
not in Smash Brothers?
That is a great name. Travis
TBD.
To be determined.
We have 2 slots left.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, he's definitely not.
Oh yeah, the first thing that was announced at the Nintendo Direct for E3, the hero from the Dragon Quest game.
Oh baby, I was gonna be last at the Smash Brothers stuff.
No, I'm saving one of him.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's gonna be the next player in Smash, and then they also announced Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of
It has the longest name. It's like a remaster / Echo / HD /
Dragon Quest XI is coming to Switch, so cool. I've never played Dragon Quest games, but I've been intrigued, so I want to play it. And also for the hero in Smash, the different skins are the different heroes from other Dragon Quest games, so cool on you Nintendo for
just like Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, you can switch to a lot of the characters do that.
Yeah.
We got Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance Tactics. So listen, Dark Crystal is coming back to Netflix as the TV show. Great, I like that. I love it. I love Dark Crystal. Tactics is a real-time like strategy game with Dark Crystal.
This was bizarre.
This is so weird, but like it's exactly up my alley.
Quick, going back to Square Enix, they also had a thing for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. They had War of the Visions.
There's Tactics.
No, here's the thing. I don't know if it is Tactics. Because Brave Exvius is a mobile game.
Yeah.
But it's apparently a really good mobile game. I don't know. I haven't played it. But they have a spin-off coming out. It's in development. And if that is a tactic game coming to a mobile game, I'll be half happy, half eh.
I love tactics games.
So do I. But Dark Crystal, I've never watched it. I have no love for Dark Crystal. But, man, that trailer with the puppet got me. I was like, okay, that's
puppets
good.
are cool. Puppets are cool, man. Fire Emblem, 3 Houses.
We got some story stuff. The gameplay stuff was on the Treehouse, which I haven't seen yet. But me being a Fire Emblem fan,
I also like Fire Emblem.
I am both of us being Fire
Again,
Emblem
more
fans.
tactics types games where if your
Yes.
character dies, they die
And
for good.
And it's coming to the Switch, so
Yeah.
it's going to be bigger. It's going to be more bombastic than the 3DS titles we're going to be. So I'm looking forward to that. What else do we got?
Let's talk about Guigi.
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
You know what?
This is a franchise that just won't die.
Okay,
I love
Just
it.
like a ghost.
I love it.
I'm very like, I will pass on Luigi's
They're
Mansion,
fine, they're good.
but this trailer makes me want to play Luigi's Mansion.
They
I
definitely
think
added a lot of
Luigi-
stuff, for sure.
They did.
They
I
did.
think
This looks like great gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the co-op got me. The setting also got me, where you also have to rescue
Where
Mario.
you can co-op as long as there's no water.
Yeah,
Mario!
yeah.
Luigi can't go in water.
Luigi can't go to water.
Guigi, what the fuck?
Guys, I love it.
It's so
I love
good.
it. Luigi's Mansion is like one of those weirdest little titles that I think is so
How
quirky
keeps on
and
going.
fun. And the sequel was also quirky and fun.
Yeah.
And this looks like more quirky fun.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what if Luigi was a bad Ghostbuster?
A bad Ghostbuster.
Who, like, only
I'm
went
kind
on
of afraid of ghosts.
fires?
Yeah,
It's funny
Luigi's
because
cool.
I'm actually very afraid of ghosts, but I'm here and I have to do it.
I just like
no,
him-
there's a ghost in this toilet. Yo, there's a ghost in a toilet.
Slam that
This
ghost.
trailer.
I just remember in the first Luigi's Mansion, when you first get there, you're just going, Mario! Mario! I'm like, oh, you're so spooked, Luigi. The final game for Nintendo, which is what I've always wanted, is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah.
The Black Order.
Well, there's two. There's another game too.
Oh?
The Mana series.
It's here, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So, but let's talk about Marvel Ultimate
So
Alliance.
it's just
'cause
it's a continuation of that franchise. It's a Diablo-esque, top-down, four-person co-op game,
Beat them
but it
up!
has all the Marvel characters and a lot of new ones like Miles Morales and Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and
Captain
Next
Marvel.
Wave, and Elsa Bloodstone, the Monster Hunter. And I'm like, this
Ooh.
is exactly. Thank you, Nintendo. It's another one of those games, and it's been like over 10 years since the last one. I'm like, yeah, baby, I'm ready.
So this one I'm more excited about Avengers, not because of like the aesthetic, partially because of the aesthetic. I
It
like
looks
the
comic book fun.
Because of everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
But because you have all these characters to play, it's co-op, it's single player friendly, it's co-op friendly. You have Thanos and the Black
Everything.
Order.
Yeah, everything.
Just everything about this.
Comic book the game.
Essentially.
Ben,
And-
it's late. Short version. Everything.
Yes,
everything about it looks better.
Everything. Oh yeah.
We'll be playing it.
Yeah, we definitely will, based on Arcade Future. Trials of Mana is getting an HD remake for the Switch, which is great, and also the same day they had the conference, or the Direct, they released the collection of Mana, which has Final Fantasy Game Boy game, which is a part of the series, Secret of Mana, 16-bit version, and the original Trials of Mana 16-bit version for $40, and something I'm definitely gonna get because I have the Secret of Mana game on my Super Nintendo Classic Edition. I won my instant buys for it because it has the game. That game is really hard to find IRL, so now it's here to be played again, and also you can play for 3 people like it was supposed to. I'm really happy about that. I can't wait to play the HD remake Trial of Mana because apparently it looks a whole lot better
It looks
than
good.
the HD remake for Secret of Mana,
Yeah.
and that is it for me.
That's awesome for you.
That's
man.
awesome for me. Yay.
Yeah, I have no familiarity with it.
I'm gonna piss my pants.
Nope, we're not done.
I gotta pee. I'm gonna piss my pants. I'm sorry. I'm literally gonna piss my pants. I gotta go. I'll be real fast. I'm literally dying. Literally dying.
We'll put a little cut right there.
So we can talk about Smash Brothers Ultimate, baby.
Oh, you mean the thing that broke everyone?
Oh my god, that was
I'm
the
not
best.
I'm not talking about just the internet. I'm talking everybody.
That was so yeah, we got the hero.
the hero from Dragon Quest.
It's cool if you like Dragon Quest. It is very popular in Japan. Huge
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Japan. America not so much.
Well, it's also the designs are by Akira Toriyama as well.
Yeah.
So Dragon Ball fans are like, oh hey, that looks like Dragon Ball because it kind of is. You know it's not.
yeah. But really, seeing Duck Hunt again was such a moment in
well,
history.
First, you see the Jiggy fly across, and then the second I
Yeah.
saw that, I go, what?
Yep,
No.
we all do.
No. Then Duck Hunt, it was kind of like the King K rule, which I have to admit, kudos on the guys who made that, because Banjo-Kazooie's in Smash. Confirmed, he's coming.
Who do we have to thank for that? Microsoft, because they own Banjo. Thank you, Xbox.
Well, also Rare,
Rare is owned by Microsoft.
that is.
CFD is
But-
Xbox exclusive.
Well, you want to know why it's they had Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and King K Rule? Is because Rare first made the Donkey Kong games. So it's kind of like a nice little Rare made the Donkey Kong games so successful. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong 64. So here
Donkey
they
Kong
are.
Country, baby. I played
so
that game.
here they are with or here's a trailer showing we have Banjo-Kazooie in Smash.
Hell yeah.
Which even Rare saying Nintendo listened, we were listening, we talked, and we got Banjo-Kazooie in Smash.
I love it.
Everyone was freaking out.
I love Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, like in a weird way, like Cloud Cloud, Ryu, and now Banjo. Like they really could get anyone. Really could get anyone. So like
Joker even from Persona 5.
Yeah, Joker's
That was
so
like,
weird. What a weird one. Yeah.
That was a left field one for sure, but seeing Banjo-Kazooie...
That's a really good choice.
Because Banjo-Kazooie is one of those N64 games that everyone will want in their collection. It is a coveted game.
Mm-hmm.
People love that game.
Yeah.
They will fight, they will die on that hill. And having him back in Smash, seeing that there's now a relationship between Rare and Nintendo once more, kind of gets me a little... This is me speculating, completely grabbing straws. Don't take this as holy writ. But possibly, maybe Banjo coming back to the Switch?
Yeah,
maybe.
Putting a bit of the cart before the horse there.
But still, how cool would it be? This is a good stepping stone, and seeing Banjo and Smash is like, let's do it.
I'm not at all putting that in my brain because that's
the last.
If it never happens,
the last
Banjo
game. The last Banjo game that came out was only on 360, and it was a kart racing game that you built your own karts. And that game's dope, but that game did not sell. It bombed.
Yeah.
The fact that it's almost like it's a nice thing that like we're allowing Banjo to be in here. I wouldn't expect any Banjo.
I wouldn't expect it. I'm just saying it would be nice.
It would be cool.
It would be. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But Sparkz, how happy are you that Banjo's in Smash?
So very happy. So very happy. Anything Banjo and Kazooie, I'm happy. I miss those guys so much.
Yeah. Also, I want all the Smash characters.
I want them. I wish their games were on Switch. Mm-hmm. Believe me, I 100% wish I could just play those on Switch right now. I just don't see that happening right now.
Man, put that Rare replay on Switch, man.
Oh.
Because the thing is, like, I think if that was something they were even tabling, like doing, they would have made that decision with this announcement.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because they did the Dragon Quest stuff in congruence with each other.
Yeah.
I don't think if it's something they're thinking about, they aren't thinking about it any day soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they would have just come out with it. They would have been like,
Banjo's
you know what, we're gonna do it.
Banjo's in Smash. Surprise! Banjo-Kazooie HD remastered.
Yeah.
You're right. They would have done that.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for like the regular E3. There's a couple indie games I think we're fans of.
There were a lot of indie games. A lot of indie games. There's literally a montage of indie games.
Thank you, Xbox, again. Thank you, Microsoft. Tell me about Spiritfarer.
Spiritfarer. Man, if I have an aesthetic in indie games, Spiritfarer is hitting it hard.
Oh. I saw a bunch of animals playing instruments on a boat and like singing and dancing, and I'm like, yeah.
This is a art style I love. This is a format of indie game that I love, and I'm a sucker for good indie game scores that are emotionally driven by their stories, and this is that. You can just tell. Again, this goes back to like I'm always impressed with indie games that clearly have a vision of how they want to tell their narrative, and I'm a sucker for like more old school stylistic animation. Yeah. And this is all of it, and I'm super into this.
Yeah.
Super into this.
Oh, Ben, did you watch the 12 minutes? Shit, we didn't show Ben 12 minutes.
Of Spiritfarer. Yeah.
No, the game 12 minutes.
Oh, the game 12 minutes. Gotcha.
But I do know what it's about. Yeah. I have heard a decent amount of it, of how it's kind of like a Groundhog Day situation where you have to keep like the premise itself is amazing. Yes. I really like it.
The game itself is really, once you beat it, it is 12 minutes long, but it's hours long to get to the actual outcome.
Mm-hmm. But going to Spiritfarer, because Sparkz, right before we watched this trailer, you're like, man, I think this is gonna be up Ben's alley. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching, I'm like, how do you know this?
There's like a bear playing how do you a musical instrument?
Because that game just looked like a feel good game. And
so bringing dead spirits to the afterlife.
I have a good gauge on where your cartoon interests are.
Yeah,
and this is in that same vein of the things that you like.
Mm-hmm. There's also a few indie games in there that were a bunch of 16-bit ones. Like the weirdest conference I saw was Devolver Digital.
I'm so glad you guys watched it because Devolver is like the best indie developer.
But the one indie game that they saw was The Messenger. I think
Carrier.
it was
the Messenger is already out. That's a DLC expansion.
The DLC expansion looked
cool.
It's
a ninja game.
Yeah, the ninja part. I thought that looked cool. But Carrier was...
Carrier like blew me away because they're calling it like a reverse horror game. Yeah. Because normally, like when you play horror games, you fight the monster. But in this game, you are the monster. And it is a like 16-bit like old school style game, but like you are this tentacle monster, and every time you move, your tentacles move all over the screen.
Like
and
you're hunting down the people. And
I've just never seen a game look like this before, and I'm like, holy shit! Again, like how is this something that's just never been done before?
Yeah,
it looks so good.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Star Renegade.
Star Renegade.
Yeah, Star Renegade.
That's got
really
like
nice.
Like an old school
it's got like
yeah.
an old school look and a lot of mech graphics.
The mech, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The montage has a lot of games in it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good indie games. Oh, another quick thing. It's not necessarily an indie game, but are you guys familiar with the company Arcade 1-Up? They make the smaller arcade cabinets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they announced at E3 they have 2 new cabinets coming on their line. A Marvel Superheroes cabinet, which has 3 games to it. Mm-hmm. Most of them fighting games, so are pretty cool. But the one I'm excited about is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. Sure. Because as the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle from 1989 that you saw in Chuck E. Cheese's everywhere, and Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, which is one of the best beat-em-up games ever. So I'm excited, and I'm going to be saving money up for the Turtles one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ones in that Night Call. There's a lot of ones in the montage.
Just check out, just type in Microsoft indie montage. Because there's literally like 10 games in like 2 minutes.
And they all have a lot to offer,
it
looks like. And
Too
12
many games,
minutes,
man.
12 minutes looks great.
Yeah.
A lot of these indie games, we're not going to talk about them a lot because we'll hopefully be playing some of them and talking about them further in the future.
Also, it's 5 in the morning.
Yep.
So I think we did cover everything I wanted to cover.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, we did a deep E3 dive.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on our E3 coverage.
I don't think we introduced ourselves at the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm Sparkz Witty. Did we?
I think
I don't think we did.
No, we definitely didn't.
No, we didn't.
Hi, I'm Sparkz Witty. We're part of the Fake Nerd
You'll
Podcast.
edit at the beginning. You'll put a little thing at the bottom.
I'm Ben.
Willie? We'll find out.
I'm Sparkz Witty of the Fake Nerd Podcast. You can find me at Sparkz Witty on Instagram.
SPKARZ Witty.
SPARKZ. Boy, you're tired. All right, Ben.
I'm Ben Magnet. You can find me in my sleep-deprived state at BenMagnet27 on both Instagram and Twitter. I'm gonna die.
I'm DJ Tony Snark at everything. I think I see the sun out.
Yeah, that is the sun. It's
hey, you know what? I couldn't be happier talking about video games with my boys in the morning times.
Well, we did this to ourselves. We had to do
it. What's your favorite game from E3 this showing? What is your number one? I know it's hard. Give it to me though.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
I have to. I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
It's that or Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really excited for Doom Eternal, but I knew I would be, so I'd say what E3 showed me that that got me, probably Watch Dogs.
Honestly, for me, it was Watch Dogs. Because it's like, yo, man, like, these big studios with all the money, like, they can't always really say something.
Yeah, that's the something that's new that got me that I didn't think would is Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that game a lot,
We're all members of the Fake Nerd Podcast. We host that every week with our friend Brandon T. McClure.
What up, Brandon?
Who couldn't be part of this E3 special with us. And we drop new episodes of that wherever you find podcasts. We also upload them as often as I can on here on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We're also doing Basement Arcades with these guys
video games
where they're playing through Shadow of the Colossus at the moment, and obviously we are intending to do more video game stuff in the future. Our interview with Ken Knapsack, who wrote a book about Star Wars called Why We Love Star Wars, is dropping this week, so you'll be able to find that on the YouTube channel. It's also already out on our audio form podcast.
Buy it on Amazon.
And we are also doing a YouTube series called Fake Nerds Watch, where we're watching through Swamp Thing right now, and you can check that out.
Doesn't matter that it was canceled; it's still good.
All of this is here.
All the stuff is right here on this nifty YouTube channel. It is awesome.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Comment, subscribe. Tell us what was your favorite part of E3.
Tell us what games you'd like us to talk more about.
What games did we mention or barely mention that you want us to talk about more?
We are a ship lost at sea, guys.
We are. We're stranded. Help us.
We're no. I had a joke.
That is the sun.
Oh God.
Good night. Good evening. Good morning.
Hey, stay fake nerds and E3 and stuff. Go fuck yourself. Whatever.
Go fuck yourself. Whatever.
That was awful. I was waiting for literally like an hour, dude. For real.
I was impressed. I was like, wow, he's still going.
Yeah, that was awful.
Good Lord.